Hey guys, it is hopefully live. It says stop streaming. Let me double check this. All you motorsports maniacs, happy Saturday. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. How are you all doing today? Today's going to be a fantastic race day if you love short track racing. Because the Cars Tour is at South Boston, Virginia. And guess what about South Boston, Virginia? My dad won that track one day. So I am really, really proud of my dad for winning at South Boston with Team Feedaway. I'm going to play that. But first, I'm going to skippity bippity through Pikes Peak. The reason being, I came across this race, first time I've ever seen it, to be honest. And there's like tire problems, like the major most tire problems I've ever seen in a race in my life. But to me, that's technically interesting, so I'm gonna share it with you. But right now we are. I was looking on Twitter this morning, and this caught my eye. Claire B. Lang, which any of you old school racers know, she was a voice on MRN for like years, and then pit commentary and blah 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 blah. Anyway, and she said, I love Mark Martin. He doesn't sway away from his views and marches to beat of his own drummer. And he is a Hall of Famer, has the right to say whatever he thinks. He has the right to say whatever he thinks. Whether he's a Hall of Famer or not, he's an American. I'm just saying that. And thinks whatever he says, and he's earned the right, and we all have just by birthright. Now I'm trying to figure out where he is. The rocks remind me of Lake Michigan. Guesses I have no idea. I don't either. It appears inland lake somewhere pretty. Now let me tell ya what Mark Martin, that was all about this. Mark's saying, just sitting here thinking about how I could get NASCAR to go to a full season points championship. Yeah, that's what 80% of all the race fans have voted. And NASCAR will do what NASCAR wants to do because for the last 64 years of my life, and I just turned 64 this week, I took my birthday in quiet serenity because, I hate birthdays. But you know what? I like living, so this side of the 6 feet is good. you know. So anyway, this guy has the very most basic logical thinking. He's always been that way as a competitor. I think if he wasn't so serious a thinker, he would have enjoyed sometimes his NASCAR moments more. But he is speaking his mind based on fact. I mean, we know what model worked. We grew the sport. We, Mark, his crew, my dad's crew, my husband's crew, me, my crew. We know what worked. It grew so fast we couldn't handle the growth. And TV vultures and corporate vultures and NASCAR vultures and the team's still down here loving our freaking motorsports because we're maniacs. We love that. You know what we're addicted to? Winning. Yeah. Yep, we're addicted to winning. And it'll keep us coming back generation after generation. I mean, just look at Stafford. We're on our 4th or 5th generation. It's like so cool to have a legacy in racing. But yeah. Yep. We don't know. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to just show you that because that was pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of posts on there I have to read and stuff like that. I'm anxious to see how Landon did in his practice yesterday at let me see, Brendan Queen, of course. He had a good weekend. I don't like to scroll on Twitter online because they can be skanky. But, okay, so I found this. Man, that was fun. I put us in a hole in qualifying, just couldn't get the track position to make up spots. Ended up 20th, but learned a lot. I love Butterbean. He's just a good kid. So that was another cool thing I see. Of course, I'm not going to scroll in front of you because of the wickedness of the world. Tommy Baldwin Racing. Jack is back in our New York number 7, while Luke goes for 3 straight wins with the Sadler Stanley Racing team tonight. We're excited to get racing at Dominion. Okay, so it looks like the Smart Tour. Is it the Smart Tour at Dominion? Or is it the Wee Win? I think it's the Smart Tour right there. See? See? Alrighty, well, that's enough news for now. I have not seen anything pop up on my notification. I don't have many notifications on, and honestly, if I don't know who you are on Twitter, I don't accept it. So, yeah, y'all know who I am, and I don't need to get numbers. I don't play popularity games. That's stupid. Anyway, yeah, let's go to Pikes Peak. Let's go to Pikes Peak. I'm thinking something here. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go.
Rocky Mountain High. Boy, the scenery here in Colorado is absolutely breathtaking. And so is the competition in the Busch Series. Take a look at the point standings. After 14 events, just 9 points separate the veteran Mike McLaughlin from the youngster Matt Kenseth. Dale Earnhardt Jr. 36 points more back in 3rd spot. And look, just 82 points separating Jason Keller from Elliott Sadler, 6th from 10.
Now, Dad's in his 5th or 6th race, I think, 6th race. He's moved Tim Fedewa from 14th in points all the way up.
Went to 4 new venues, California, Gateway, Texas, and Las Vegas. This is the first new track they visited in 1998. What do the drivers think about this place?
Really, what the drivers have said is that this place really reminds them like a small Michigan or a small California with the wide sweeping corners. It's going to make for some good 2-wide racing today.
Big concern, as you've already heard from some of the drivers, about tire wear. And the problem is not too little grip, it's actually too much grip.
That's exactly right. There is too much grip. And with Pikes Peak being a new racetrack, the new pavement has a lot of grip in it. And with the new tires having a lot of grip, it creates excessive heat.
I'm playing this
we saw some excessive wear on the left front tire,
specifically to show you this tire fiasco. I've never seen such a tire situation. And how slow they were to react to it, to be honest.
When we come back, we'll take a look at the Suzuki starting lineup and wave the green flag. Get set for some mile-high memories. I don't know if they were hoping more for rain to end their misery or what, but wait till you see this. This is nuts.
Between Molly leaving and Mom's osteoporosis, I thought life was gonna...
Now, I also can attest that this Goodyear situation seemed to be a little wonky-jawed there in 1998. I say this because, you know, I have a personal stake in the matter. The Goodyear rep was more busy banging my husband at the time, maybe than doing her job. So, not that has anything to do with delamination, but I like to think so, because I'm a little slut. It's okay, we still talk. But I'm gonna bust his balls now. I have every right. There used to be homewrecker laws in North Carolina. I think they still are. But I was nice and just said, get out. I took all the loss. Said, here you go. I'll take all the bills. Here you go. I'll file the bankruptcy. Here you go. Go with your woman. Go make a family. But yeah, I mean, shit, I sat on that shit for 30 years. I'm able to whine, cry, laugh. No, seriously, we get along now. I was just being a sarcastic slut, because I'm not your average old bride. But anyway, this is Pikes Peak. My dad is working with Tim Fedewa. Number 33. They are now 9th in points. They are starting midfield, I believe. But this is the very first race at this track. They said that it was like recent pavement and all, so kind of looks like a great facility.
Rolled off behind the pace car. Take a look at our Suzuki starting grid. His first ever pole In a touring series of IndyCar,
Colorado.
26-year-old Matt Kenseth will lead him down alongside Joe Bessie looking for his second
Very
win
cool.
in
What
1998.
pretty area.
Back in row 2, the 1996 Craftsman Truck Series champion Ron Hornaday starts inside. Beside him, his best ever qualifying in the Busch Series for Jeff Crow. Back to row 3, the talented second-generation driver Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Okay, it says Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart tangle at Pikes Peak, so this ought to be good.
Jeff Purvis inside of row 4.
Randy, all right, we're going to
Series
pause
champion.
here, right? I have to say it because it is out in the news now. We lost Steve Bird, the crew chief, well known for this Randy LaJoie FINA team winning their championship in '97. He won a championship with. He'll win 2 with LaJoie, 1 with Johnny Benson, and 1 with the late Rob Moroso. But we did lose Steve Bird. He had an illness come on, and it took him pretty fast, and it's kind of devastating. I wasn't able to really talk about it last week very easily. It's devastating to our family. My dad mentored this guy. My dad was at base at this particular time with the Kleenex car, but our background in New England goes way back, way further with Steve Bird. My dad jokes around that he broke his leg at 9 years old in the Hudson pits because Birdie snuck into the pits to work on Dad's race car. And somehow Birdie broke his leg, and then Birdie became an announcer, an actual announcer in the booth at Hudson. And my dad jokes around, he must have made him an announcer so I wouldn't break any bones. But see, we're all so tight, and I'm just as guilty, and I won't get my cancer checks either. So, and it's just something about it, like, sometimes I don't want to know, but I need to get smart. We're losing too many, and our beautiful friends and excellent crew chiefs and drivers. We lost Bill Baumgartner, who owned that team in the last 6 months. So anyway, rest in peace, Birdie. Steve Bird.
Randy LaJoie. Back in row 5, Curtis Markham subbing in the Dennis Shoemaker car for Dick Trickle, and he is flanked by Herbie Sadler's DeWalt Chevrolet. Tim Fito inside row 6, and Tony Stewart. He won here
so
in
we
the
qualified
Indy Racing
11th.
race back just a month ago. Back in row 7, Wayne Grubb, the pole sitter from last week's Richmond race, and finished 4th. And of course, former Rookie of the Year, Jeff Fuller. As you look at the rest of our starting lineup,
14th in
43
that
cars will
ride.
start.
It's
A
quite a
full
feat.
field here
That
on
was
this
good put
1-mile
down.
oval.
Good
And
lap.
Steve Park, these drivers have been raving about how smooth this racetrack actually is.
Yeah, they have, and they love racing here. They said that with the corners being as wide and sweeping as they are, they're going to be able to really do some racing out there, and they really complimented on how smooth it was. And you'll be able to see today by the in-car cameras how smooth it actually is.
Everybody has a different idea what this racetrack is. Is it a small Michigan? Is it a small California? Is it a reconfigured Homestead? It sort of has a characteristic all of its own. It is wide, it is smooth, and it is fast. The pole for Matt Kenseth, as you saw, 134.193 miles per hour. Provisional starters, Johnny Chapman will start 43rd. All right, it's a 1-mile D-shaped oval, Pikes Peak International, the front stretch and back straightaway. That gives you the D-shape. The front straight is being a little bit longer. The banking 10 degrees in the corner, 7 the front straightaway, and 3 degrees in the back. 250 miles, the inaugural event. The pole speed you saw for Kenseth. Fuel, not a major factor. They can go 120 laps. The big question mark is tire wear. And look at that purse. How about Lex Dudas and company out here? $912,000. All right, our onboard cameras, Patty Moise in the car number 14, starting 37th. Shane Hall in the Big A Auto Parts camera, starting back in 23rd.
Oh, my
Stanton
colored
Barrett starts
ambient
17th
lighting
in the
on,
Channel
but
Walk
I'm
Chevrolet.
noticing with the light
Tony
coming
Stewart,
in
the
the
Bridge
little
and Stratton
skylight
car
here
in
in the
his Shell
camper,
Pontiac. He starts 11th.
that
Herbie
it's
Sadler's
making
People's
it
Department
like very
Store.
odd on my
In-car
face.
camera
The
starts
shadows
10th, and
are
our
free.
pole sitter, Matt Kenseth.
I think I'm gonna shut
Tom
that
Chevy.
one off. Green flag. Let's go.
Out of turn 4 for the green
We're
flag.
on the inside row there. Blue car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back.
Jerry, it looks like Matt Kenseth got a great start there and he's out in the lead down on the backstretch there. Joe Bessie Bessie's
I
going to
guess
have a
the
hard time
inside's
getting
the
back
preferred
down the bottom
lane,
of
so
the
we
racetrack.
started on
He's
the
definitely
outside,
the
even though
fastest
I
group,
think
so,
there were 13.
it's going to be interesting to see if he can get down there, especially with Dale Earnhardt Jr. wanting to get in there.
And indeed, Matt Kenseth will lead the first time by. This is the fourth
I would've
race in
noticed my ads, I
1998 that
would've
Matt
smoothed
Kenseth has
it, I
led. Of course, he has
missed it.
won already, winning and locking in
That
with
was
that
quick.
wild finish with Tony Stewart. Now Joe Bessie looks to the inside of Ron Hornaday Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is right behind Bessie.
I'm sure Joe's real happy. He's able to get back down on the bottom of the racetrack,
take
and for
care of
now,
that
with all
weird
these fresh
outfit
tires,
out.
that's going to be the fastest way around. So you're going to see if somebody gets shuffled up to the outside, that he's going to probably not gain any positions, that he's going to go the other way towards the back.
Spotters reporting there was some contact on the first lap involving the cars of Joe Bessie and Matt Kenseth. Probably that's why Kenseth tried to go ahead and pull away. There is Jeff Purvis in the Lance Chevrolet.
And Ron Hornaday. We have an actual truck driver in the race today, Ron Hornaday in the 59 car.
Ron, of course, the 1996 Truck Series champion, currently second overall in the Craftsman Truck Series point standings.
That's also Jeff Crow up there in the 56 car that got settled in. Looks like he's running somewhere in the top 10.
Boy, and Joe Bessie just slipped big time off turn 2, went way up across the racetrack, nearly gathered the wall, and he will lose the position. Second spot being taken away by Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I think that was the opportunity that Dale
back
Earnhardt
here
Jr.
in
was
the
looking
spot.
for. And like we said earlier, it seems like early on, if you slip up, you're going to lose some positions. And Joe really tried to, looks like he was trying to gain on the leaders and lost a spot.
All right, here's the Briggs & Stratton in-car camera riding along with the Shell Pontiac of Tony Stewart. Both Stewart and LaJoie, as you heard, missed happy hour yesterday. They were in Michigan running in the International Race of Champions, so these guys have not been on the racetrack with all the rubber that was put down after that Remax Challenge Series. Nascar event yesterday, the racetrack probably been different than when these guys last practiced.
It is, and the way the track even changed in happy hour, you saw a lot of the speeds change with a lot of guys that qualified up front, so I think they're going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage missing happy hour.
There's the Herbie Sadler car. She's riding along now with Tony Stewart. Tries to sneak to the inside here.
That's a great shot there, too, that Briggs & Stratton in car.
Trying to open up a window.
All right, looking back out of the Peebles department store machine, that's the rear bumper
Brooks is
cam for
inside.
former Rookie of the Year Hermie Sadler. Looking back on LaJoie. Talking about rough years Randy LaJoie has had it. He has not had a start this year inside the top 5.
It's good to be able to come out here to Colorado and even see Randy run good.
All right, here's the battle waging up front as Dale Earnhardt Jr. has reeled in the Lycos.
Adobe Acrobat Studio is all new. What can PDF spaces with AI do? For your marketing needs in one spot. An AI assistant? Show me what you got. AI breakdowns on trend reports. Unlock key insights on the rise of shorts. Ideate, generate, do it all in one. Do that, doing that, did that, done.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks. Because in a Chevy truck, dependability comes standard. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Chevrolet of Matt Kenseth. We talk about the incredible youth movement in this series.
I was
Of course, Steve,
looking
you
up
were
to
there a
see
year
if
ago as
there's
Rookie of the
any
Year and made the move very
else.
quickly in the Winston Cup. I got to believe both these guys will stay put at least a couple more years.
I don't know about that. The guys in Winston Cup are getting pretty hungry for young drivers, and Matt Kenseth and Dale Earnhardt Jr. have showed some extreme amount of talent this year, and I think this is a sign to the future right here.
All right, Earnhardt makes the pass entering turn 1. Made it look easy. Is there a problem with Kenseth? Let's check in with John Kernan.
Jerry, Matt Kenseth's chassis is not quite like he'd like to have it right now, just a little bit tight. He saw that Dale Jr. was back there really anxious to get up front, so I think he just backed off a little bit. Coming down here into turn 1, said, okay, Dale Jr., you go ahead and take off because my car is not quite right. Just a little bit tight.
Well, you just
All right,
refresh
Kenseth
your
car not
memory.
wanting to turn in the corner as John Kernan just found out. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is our leader in the early laps at Pike Peak International Raceway. Back with
In the
more.
Cox
Come on.
uniform when he was working with Kenny Wallace. That's
Back at Pikes Peak International Raceway here in Fountain, Colorado. Exciting battle for 12th position. Our current points leader, Mike McLaughlin, trying to move to the inside of our reigning series champion, Randy LaJoie.
Yep.
Let's check in the pits with Marty Reed.
You mentioned Randy LaJoie, Doc, and I had a chance to talk to him. I said, you know, we've been in the sunshine all weekend long, and now we got clouds rolling in. What's that going to do to the track, and what will it do to your cars? And he says, well, when you figure it out, you come let us know. He says, we have no idea.
Obviously, the car not to his liking. He gets a challenge now from Wayne Grubb, youngster, 21 years of age, from just outside of Richmond, Virginia, who sat on the pole last week and finished fourth in Richmond in an impressive run.
This is a great race. What's going to end up happening is
Stewart in the 44 car. Stewart qualified
the tire issue is going to show their ugly face soon.
And is running 11th. Look back out the Bridge and Stratton rear bumper cab of Tony Stewart's machine. Mike Magic Shoes McLaughlin.
Mike is probably one of the smoothest drivers on the tour, and I think that's really going to help him today here with the tire situation. And I don't think you're going to see him really racing anybody hard maybe until late in the race.
Modified drivers have an extra knack to know where the wheels are. It's weird, hard to explain, but if you touch wheels in a modified, it's pretty easy. You're going for a pogo
second
stick
spot
ride,
on the racetrack. Curtis Markham in the car number 64, the Snyder Trucking Machine, subbing for Dick Trickle.
It looks like we got Tony Stewart giving Tim Feeder a little bit of a push down the front straightaway.
Yeah, they were pushing him a little harder. I'm sure Dad's on the phone just saying, just ride, just be, whatever. But nobody knows yet about that tire problem.
Ninth position in the 44 car. You heard his story early on. He got his first Indy Racing League victory here last year.
Tim was a driver I believe that would be enjoyable to mentor because he had like kind of like Carson Hocevar's kind of go. He wanted to go, and you as a good crew chief or spotter, you're able to pull that driver back just a little bit so we don't use up his stuff. But you always want that driver that wants to go for it.
For this event.
It's a whole lot easier to ease the driver down than it is to teach him
After a great run,
go.
Had a couple of fifth-place finishes this year. 2 top 10s the last 2 outings, the 9th at Dover and the 6th at Richmond for Keller. As he fades slightly, let's check in and see what's going on with LaJoie. Back to John Kernan.
Well, I just talked to his crew, and they said Randy was complaining that the car was a little bit too free, a little too loose, getting into the turns. Now, Steve, maybe if you could explain this, I guess he has to really back off on getting into the turns, otherwise risk, spinning out?
Yeah, it's true, John. I mean, the guys have really been complaining about the cars really getting loose off into the corners here and being a little bit tight off. So in order to get the car good from the middle off the corner, they've had to have him real loose getting in. So with him missing that happy hour practice late yesterday, they probably made a little bit of a miscall.
Steve, a lot of the teams were talking about the fact that in happy hour yesterday, with all that bias ply rubber down from those Remax Challenge Series cars, that the track went from very, very tight to very, very loose, and they made a lot of radical changes.
Yeah, they did. And you saw a lot of cars up on jack stands yesterday, which is unfamiliar in happy hour.
That's a pretty sight.
Really, the guys changing a lot of shocks and a lot of springs, trying to get readjusted to the track after that race. And the bias ply tire puts down a little bit of a different rubber than the radial tire does that Goodyear brings here. So these guys search and search for a setup. So that's why I feel it's the guys who's done the most homework who's going to end up in victory lane today.
Everybody's tippy-toeing.
Battle for 25th position. That's the Channel Lock Chevrolet. Looking out the back of Stanton Barrett's car. Stanton driving today for Doug Taylor, subbing for Kevin LePage. There's a look at Stanton, currently 25th. Had a good qualifying run. His best finish this year, 8th at Bristol, Tennessee. Making his 9th start here in 1998. I tell you, I love this racetrack. It reminds me a lot of a small Michigan. Shorter straightaways, but really, really wide turns. Lots of room to run 2 wide. We've even seen some 3 wide in practice.
Yeah, we have. And
I'm not very familiar with this track, to be honest. I've never been here. And I don't even know if they still run. I'd have to investigate
that's what's making the cars loose a lot of times. And then
I'd investigate it probably offline because I've noticed the internet today. I don't know if it's because it's a weekend and I live very, very rural now. I'm telling you, I got a cell phone. I can't get a signal unless I walk to town. It's like crazy.
Kevin
like,
Grubb,
or drive to town. I mean,
younger brother of Wayne Grubb.
I think I might
What a nice job the Grubb brothers did
do a
last week.
video walk to
Yeah,
town
Wayne did a great
because
job. Qualified on a pole.
it's
and
kind of
ended up finishing,
important
fourth, and that was a great
that I
run for
put
a
out a
rookie.
video of
He's
the
not only
town that's a
rookie,
little more accurate than
in the
some
Busch
of the
Series,
tourist
he hasn't won many
videos
races
that are
last
going
year. I
around.
think he only ran
Because I
about 4 or
see
5
they're
races
like
last year, and he's
saying
just
this
really
might have been
strong.
this or this might have been that, but I actually was here when they were this or that.
Take a
Or
look at our ESPN
read
field summary. The number in parentheses is where your favorite
But I've
driver
been
may
coming
have
to
started
this town
today.
since 2010. That I live in now, so it's I might do a
See
little
the paint
count,
job on the car
like
number
because it's
37,
Saturday
the
and
Timberwolf
there's
machine.
little
They will be
shops
going back
might
to
be
their
open
old
and
green
stuff, and
paint
it might be
job
fun.
as of next week. That's the Clarence Brewer car, of Mark Green. Their best run in 1998, a 7th at Texas. Well, the guy they're chasing, guess who? Dale Earnhardt Jr. is our leader. As we've got action all over this racetrack, 25 of 250 are complete. Back at Pikes Peak International Raceway, caution flying for the first time today on lap number 30. And that's the reason the car number 80 having trouble with the turn 4 wall. A close encounter of the concrete kind, unfortunately, for Mark Krogh, a young driver out of Idaho, the Clearwater Forest Industry Chevrolet. And that will bring out the safety car.
We're going to take a half turn out of the left. Pits are open.
And I'm sure, Steve Park, a lot of drivers we're talking about that love to see a caution early, be able to come in and take a look at some of those tires. And we see at least one car peel off as Earnhardt stays on the racetrack.
Yeah, this might be a little bit early for these guys to come in right now. All the cars seem to be handling good, and with all the practice they had in happy hour, they were pretty satisfied with the tires. So I'll be really surprised if you see a lot of these guys come in this early.
Well, Jeff Purvis is
Oh,
in.
it's
Here's
Steve
Elliott
Park
Sadler
you're
down,
talking to.
Buckshot Jones,
I
and
thought
the
it
Yamaha
was
Seltzer
the
Pontiac.
other repeater.
Jeff Fuller, the Lance team, Johnny Allen and company now will make a chassis adjustment on the
Jeff
car number
Purvis.
4. And I'm sure a lot of crew chiefs will be running
The
down and take a look at
team's
those
just
tires
ahead.
as we check in there with John Kernan.
And Jeff Purvis just a few laps before this caution had complained that his car had gotten extremely loose. So they made air pressure adjustments, also track bar adjustment on the car to try and tighten it up. A good full tire change for Purvis, and he is down and away.
There's Elliott Sadler getting his service done. He was the only Busch Series driver that actually tested here, tested in late April, just after Talladega.
Look at that tire sitting there, that right rear. You can see the blistering on it.
to add
Was
on
real
Elliott's
nice.
situation, he was loose on acceleration coming off the corner, so they made the adjustment. This yellow came out because he was starting to lose a lot of ground. We're also waiting for Jeff Krogh to come into the pits, as they may keep him out now. They may stay on that track position.
Working the first caution flag today on lap 30. Car number 80 having some contact with the concrete up in turn 4. Well, if you're a race fan and have always had the desire to experience what it feels like to be at Richard Petty's race car, maybe Marty Reed has found just a solution for you.
So you say you want to drive for the king? Well, you can get your chance at 6 locations around the country at the Richard Petty driving experience, one of them being here at Colorado at the Pikes Peak International Raceway. Home.
I just found out like a really fun fact. My landlord here where I'm living now, she used to work for Buck Baker Driving School, do a lot of their paperwork and stuff, and ride in the race cars. So I am like, I'm back in like NASCAR country. It's like so cool.
Base is actually Las Vegas. And Steve Putstuck, what is it about this program that has lit up fans across the country?
Marty, this is the first program of its kind. It allows people like you and I to get behind the wheel of a real Winston Cup stock car. Everybody knows how expensive it is to get into racing these days, and we all love the sport. The sport is bigger than it's ever been. And now here's an opportunity for us to get behind the wheel of a car and actually drive the car. Steering wheel's in our hand, gas pedal's under our feet. We're in there.
Sometimes it can feel like there's no way out of treatment-resistant depression.
When I catch up all my bills, I will get this again. This move was a little bit iffy for me. It was really not easy.
And we're flying around some of the best facilities in the United States.
But I'm glad I'm here.
Thing to point out is 50,000 people
I
have
still
taken
gotta go
part
back
in
to
the
Florida
program
and
so far. So if
finish
you
up
ever have
some
any
things.
ambitions of dreaming that you're John Andretti driving the number 43 for the King, this is as close as you're ever going to get.
All right, thank you, Marty. You know, Steve Park, you've been to a driving school. Not only are they fun,
like
but
our
you actually
doctors
can learn
and
a lot.
everything.
You can, and it's not just for the
main thing was
average
getting
person
an
that just
RV
wants to take a ride in
safe
a Winston Cup
location that I
style
could
car,
afford.
but it's also for a driver that might
And
want
now
to
I
learn a little bit
can
more
work
about
on getting
Busch
caught up
or
even,
Winston Cup
and then I can
racing.
go back and forth.
Not only do they just let you
That's
take
my
rides
goal.
around the racetracks and all different parts of the country, but they actually teach you a lot about the cars and teach you a lot about driving.
You know, Jeff Gordon talked about coming from open wheel ranks down to take a driving school before he ran his first Busch race at Rockingham, and it certainly helped him a whole lot. Taking a look at our field summary here. Dale Earnhardt Jr. stayed out, did not pit. Kenseth, Bessie, Hornaday, Krogh, Sadler, Sawyer, McLaughlin, Markham, and Stewart
P15.
in the top
I
10.
think he started P12,
Once again,
so he
the
had
number
to
on the right side of their name is where they started today. See, Kevin Rupp started 31st, is now in 22nd
Didn't look
position.
like he pitted. Not many did.
As we get set for a restart, glad to have you with us. Jerry Punch along with Steve
Now
Park.
the storyline
John
is
Kernan
going
and
to
Marty
change.
Green.
Okay, we're green flag racing, and
lap 35 after 4 laps
let's
under the
see.
yellow.
But just that camera shot right there just reminds you of Michigan with how wide the racetrack is and how the guys come off in there 3 or 4 wide and then settle into one lane.
Speaking of going too
Earnhardt,
wide,
and that's a young Kenseth in the 17. Earnhardt in the blue 3.
You're clear. You're clear.
All right, Ken's a spotter saying, all right, you're clear. You can pull back up. Well, what a move by Matt Kenseth on the restart.
Yeah, he did. He got a good start. Got a good start at the start of the race, and now a good restart. But I think as soon as his tires get hot, you're going to see him drop back. Dale Jr. looked like he had a strong car.
Now, see, everybody's tires were warm.
The back of Joe Bessie. Ron Hornaday, second
And they did
ever
about
Busch
half
Series
of their
start.
normal wear
Injector
cycle.
team up
Stayed
at
back out
Nazareth,
there,
qualified
cooled
on the
off. Now
outside.
they're
Front
heating
row
up
was
again,
calling
which
back
should
early.
make
Gives a
them
little bit of a
great,
bump.
right?
Little bit of the chrome doorbell on the back of Joe Bessie and makes the pass.
You heard a little bit of the bump and run move, and that was just executed to perfection right there by Ron Hornaday.
Speaking of making the pass, we have a new leader. As that was happening, just down
3 has reported that he's blistered the right rear, so just be aware of that, man.
There's the thing. You hear that?
News disseminated to the drivers from those tires that have come off some of the cars that pitted, and the concerns are now becoming real.
Here we go. Now the drama begins.
We're just starting to vibrate this lap.
Well, Jerry, you just heard on the radio
See
Robbie
that?
Rogers saying about Purvis blistered the right rear. This is the right rear tire of Jeff Purvis's car. Just look at this. This is just chunks coming right out of it. This was a concern of a lot of the teams. That's why during happy hour on Saturday, a lot of them went through not just one heat cycle in scuffing it. They actually did a couple. Some of them even did 3 heat cycles just trying to get the heat into the tires. They cool down. They get a little bit harder. But this right rear tire on Purvis's, man, after 30 laps, I'd be a little bit worried.
30 laps. They should go 60,
You
right?
hear them tell you that they've got blisters at 30 laps.
Approximately.
By the way, Matt Kenseth, we watch this great battle. Continuing up front, Kenseth retakes the lead. As a driver, when they tell you that we saw significant blistering on the right rear at 30 laps, what goes through your mind?
Oh.
It causes reason to worry when you're sitting inside the race car, trying to feel how the car's handling, and what it's gonna come down to is whoever has the best car.
You're going to feel every bump, vibration. You're going to think you're blistering, whether you are or not. You probably are. Wait till you see. That was minor.
Well, not so much on the blistering, but those cars that didn't stop. I checked in with 3rd place, Ron Hornaday's team. Now, remember, this is a truck racer. His vehicle is a lot different than his Busch car. And they were saying, hey, we set it up for the long run. He's reporting no problem with the tires. And, Steve, I don't know about you, but I was surprised that we thought everybody would stop that first opportunity because they just want to check their tires. And a lot of the front runners stayed out.
That's where competition cautions started coming in as a safety measure, and now they do it as trick pony show. It's not for safety. Every time you bunch them up, it's unsafe. So, yeah, that's a big thing that I think they need. You can have stage breaks. I don't care about that. You know, have the points leader at lap whatever, 50 or whatever, get extra points. But don't stop the cars and make them all wad up and have this shit
That must be our
happen.
signal for caution flags. We go to commercial in the yellow wave. This one a pretty hard hit in turn 2 by 27-year-old Matt Hunter, leading Rookie of the Year contender. Meanwhile, while he's sitting there waiting for some wrecker service, we will have service on pit road as the leaders head down at 45
And of
miles
course,
an hour.
if you're used to watching my streams on VOD or anything, I really appreciate it. I see you guys. I also
there will be tire changes. And wow, I'm looking at the left front of Jeff Krog's car. He has got some extreme
I also,
wear on
for you
the
that don't
left front.
realize, I do fast forward through like the boring many lap screen and get like a little condensed version of the races sometimes. Especially because I want to get to South Boston because we're going to win that race, and I can't even remember in my mind watching it. I just did a lot of things in life. After I was out of racing, I mean, I gardened and
the 20 coming back down. Blaze
did
Alexander
different things, volunteered at the fire department, I walked in fire department parades, did the Dalmatian, I was a beekeeper. So I don't remember
That's exactly right.
after
What
I
happens
left
is
in
when the left side
97
tire
what
wears out, it makes the right side tires work twice as
and
hard.
I lost the plot.
Some of the problems
so
we
this
were
is another
seeing was
reason
the
I'm
left side
watching all
tires,
this.
Brandon. Just like Marty said down in the pits, and that's what will really make the right side tires work even harder.
All right, our leader is the Lance Chevrolet of Jeff Purvis, who pitted on the first caution flag back on lap number 29. He was one of a handful of cars that pitted, so he did not come in. Let's show you why the caution came
fun
out
fact
for Matt
is,
Hunter, our
I
leading
think
rookie of the year
somewhere
contender.
in like
He got
the
a little help, I think, over in turn 2. We have had some contact.
2016-17 range, or maybe, no, 2020-21, my family had a pool of all the NASCAR drivers, and we all did it, but I didn't recognize the drivers' names. I mean, that's how far removed from racing I was for a few years. I didn't even, who to pick in the pool. I had no clue.
It's still pretty hard to see because he was pretty much sideways before the camera angle got to it. The in-car camera couldn't really show far enough ahead.
Racing my entire life. I got wheels under me in high school, and I went to 4 nights a week to race cars.
Wrongly accused
tracks.
somebody that put
On
the
my
36
own.
car in the
I'd
wall.
get out of work at 9 o'clock as a cashier, or I was a manager at Mars Bargain Land. And that's kind of cool. But I would get out at 9:30 and go straight to the racetrack. I'd miss the heats, but I get to see all the features.
Take a look at some of the drivers here. Jimmy Kitchens.
I just totally turned away from racing in '98.
Busch Series start, currently
After my
second.
ex,
Started back in 32nd position.
went with
Dr.
the
Pepper
Goodyear.
machine, subbing for the injured Jimmy Foster, driving for the Irving Washington team.
Yeah, and Jeff
After he
Green fills
left-
in every once in a
after
while
I
in that
kicked
car
him out, he
also,
went
and I had
to
the
the Goodyear
opportunity
ladies,
to talk to him
Anyway.
the other day, and he's a really nice
after
young
he
man.
left, I didn't want
And
nothing
here
to
is a
do with
team
racing.
that
I
needs
was
a break.
blaming the
Tracy
culture.
Leslie, they have had 3 different engines go away this weekend.
NASCAR
The
culture,
Lysol
y'all
200
hoes.
or Lysol Chevrolet for the Hubert and Jeff Hensley team.
I got away from
So
racing.
they certainly are having a good run. Here are some of the substitute drivers we were talking about. The
tapping
driver
out.
in the car, the left
Having
side of your
enough
screen,
fun.
Hornaday driving 59 in place of Robert Presley.
But
Curtis
now,
Walker,
I
Brandon
love
Levy,
short track
Jimmy
racing.
Kitchens, you
I'm
saw a
not
moment ago running
so
second for Jimmy Foster, and Stan
like,
Weir running
okay,
for
the
Kevin LePage.
Xfinity, I wanted to call it Busch last night. For those that don't know, Busch is Xfinity, and Sportsman was Busch. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, you know what I mean.
And we
anyway,
check in on the car number 80 for Mark Krogh. He did not have a tire problem.
I know
he just
that
had the car get away from
Sheldon
him for turn
Creed
4
finished second
on lap
to
29. That's what brought out the first caution flag today. So
somebody.
our
All I know
excellent
is my
pit
son was
staff,
screaming
Marty
in the other
Reed,
room, "Go
John Kernan
Sheldon,
checked on that.
go Creed,
So we get
come
set
on."
for
And
more green flag
he
action.
finished second.
Here is Shane Hall on pit road for an unscheduled stop.
It's pretty
They go
far.
beneath the hood on the car number 85, the Big A Auto Parts machine.
Landon
That's not a good sign when they go in the
when
hood
he
that
goes
early.
to
They
North
might have burned
Wilkesboro,
off
it's
the
going to be
spark plug
sponsored by
wire
Sheets.
or something that they're messing with
And
right
the
now.
paint
that
job
hopefully they
is
can
like
get it
that,
fixed,
real
but it looks like they're
bright.
getting ready to go
Oh, I
green.
love
Steve
it.
Addington get that non-stick car back there.
And I had made a comment of how much I liked it, that it was a spotter's and a scorer's dream. And Sheets, like, Sheets, the corporation, like, I was proud. Because I don't have no followers
Side by side
on
action
Twitter or
back there
anything.
from
I
some of
don't
the cars
even,
that
if I don't know
appeared,
you,
including
I will probably block you. And if you get some weird name that doesn't make sense, I'll probably block you too. And if I'm pretty damn sure you're a bot, I'll block you.
And it's important for them to get
I don't
back to
bother
the
reporting
racetrack
because,
like we talked about
you know,
earlier.
that's
It's
like
no longer a battle for
sending
the
the
lead,
cheese
it's a
to the
battle
mouse,
for
you know what I'm
the same
saying?
cars with Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Matt Kenseth.
I don't care about, do your own thing, but just leave me the fuck
the
alone.
first
That's how
caution
I
flag,
feel
not
about
this
it.
caution. That's why we have Jeff Purvis out front, Jimmy Kitchens running in second spot.
So So if I happen to block you and you really, 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 really want to be my friend, you'll find my email on social media or something. If you look hard enough, you'll find my
back in August of
email on
'96 in
social
Michigan. He also won from the pole at Richmond a couple of years ago.
And Jimmy Kitchens, he actually gave up running the ARCA race out of Michigan and come out here to Colorado, Pikes Peak, to run the Busch race. And
I love having
he's having a
friends,
great run,
and I love meeting people all over the world.
Kitchens only
So
has
it's not
two
that
previous
I'm not
Busch Series starts. He ran
anti-social.
Indianapolis
I'm
Raceway
anti-stupid.
Park.
Or I'm anti you going to try to harm me or
Do
steal
you
from
know
me.
Hobby
or
Lobby has
something
hundreds of
stupid,
incredible
you know,
products
I'm
on
just-
sale?
I got to protect myself. I'm a 64-year-old old woman with a whole lot of attitude.
Raceway, BIR.
He'd love to get an opportunity to run.
I know I can't do no harm to someone, but if someone comes to do harm to me,
he's kind of testing.
they'll probably do me in, but I'll fuck them up first.
Maybe he can be, or maybe he can run for Rookie of the Year next year in the Busch Series.
You know, although he ran a limited schedule in ARCA, he finished 5th last year in Michigan in the ARCA race. But he wants an opportunity, as you said, Steve Park, to run the Busch Series.
And that's why he's here. He decided really to put behind him the ARCA race out of Michigan.
Field summary P25, so we came in and pitted
more of a name for himself, and I'll tell you what,
as we were P12, right?
3 wide and right in the middle of that sandwich of race
Either
cars
that or
was
he's
Tony
going
Stewart.
backwards.
Oh, Stewart not wasting any time. He dove in the middle of 2 other cars, became the meat.
Driving okay, but he looks like he's very, very ginger. If you look at his front tires, I watch the front tires. My dad watches the driver's hands. I don't have good enough eyesight to see the driver's hands. I don't know. He says he watches the driver. I don't know how he can possibly see the driver.
Sadler's machine.
For me, I watch the front tires, what they're doing, and that tells me what the driver is doing.
Being shown back in 25th position.
Like you see, everybody steering in early,
this is his
so you know
154th consecutive start.
they're overriding the push going out right now, some of them.
That's a pretty good stat to have.
Well, he's sort of the Terry Labonte of this series, the Iron Man.
Yeah, he is.
Mark Green at the left side window of Hermie Sadler.
The last few days I've been off the camera more. You know how I say I'm in the chat, and I've been in the chat, but it's my apologies for being off the camera. Like after the move, it's taken me a little bit to get my energy back, and I don't want to be like all slow. About to give out or anything, because this was a really grueling trip. No, it was wicked bad. It was wicked bad, and I'm finally like almost got my sleep schedule normal. Almost. Like I know I normally stream from like 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. or longer on the weekdays, and that's something I continue, but. This morning, my dog was out cold. My cat was on my head doing this to my face.
He started in the 25th position, and now he's moving
give
up
her
into the
food.
top 5.
With my eyes
really fighting for a second spot. So Tracy Leslie's making a great move on the outside. And Jimmy Kitchens being a little bit careful. He hasn't made a lot of starts in this series, so he doesn't want to make too many mistakes.
Sits on my head again, in my face. Oh my God, it's over my head.
Tracy Leslie was having a great run right now, up in the second spot.
On my back, and I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong?
He said yesterday afternoon they
So
actually
she's used to my 4 a.m. routine, okay?
on the set of tires. They had already been
and I was like, not today. It's not happening. But I did sleep the extra couple hours. I got up and she's out, so my son must have let her out.
120 laps. So Jeff said he hoped to get an
Because that's the first thing I do is get up and check on my babies. Stelly's down sleeping in the kitchen
for a long
right now.
run, because a lot of times in races, tracks such as these, the middle part of the race, you don't see too many cautions. So
but I took the extra couple hours of sleep. I came on a little bit later this morning, and my Saturday is mostly a recap of what I'm going to watch.
Second position in pursuit of Jeff Purvis.
Side by side action.
Watch this weekend,
and
I'm going to get my rundown of that here in a second. Because that's Bristol, baby.
Trop Arctic Phillips 66 Chevrolet, the Gary Bechtel machine.
And there's Matt Kenseth also. These
Daddy
guys have done a great job really working their way from the back after kind of pitting after all the other guys pitted early.
Gary.
And keeping their nose clean, working their way back to the front.
channel up.
All right, we're still in the early laps here at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Mile high up in Colorado. Back with more NASCAR action in just a moment. Stay with us.
41 was a different guy. Becker was...
Back at Pikes Peak International Raceway in Fountain, Colorado, the Lance crew got to like what they're seeing. Their driver, 39-year-old Jeff Purvis, is our leader.
You do know that Purvis car number 4 there is the Phoenix Racing guys, the Finches. James Finch, his son drives.
He looks like he's actually stretching that lead out a little bit. Early on, Tracy Leslie was kind of catching him, but I think he's been able to stretch it out.
NASCAR 25 coming out, the video game. NASCAR 25 that came out.
He was running among the top 3 or 4 a moment ago.
I talked to one of my friends from Massachusetts, and her daughter drives race cars. And her daughter's name is Becca Monopoly, and she drives ARCA. And her car is going to be in the game.
And he did a wonderful job saving that car. I mean,
well, that's a little loose. I'd like to see a lot loose.
I'll tell you what, for a guy with limited experience on radial tires, he did a well of a job saving
her
that car.
dad used to work on
indeed, what a nice job Jimmy Kitchens did.
Stuff up in New England, and her mom used to drive race cars.
All right, here's
and her
Kenseth,
uncle drove race
our leader.
cars. So it's it's a legacy, and so Becca.
Actually, Kenseth being
will
shown
have
back
her
in
car
the 6th
featured
position,
in
starting
ARCA.
on the pole.
Her paint.
Battle for second spot. Let's update the situation on the double zero.
On the
He
NASCAR
did indeed
25.
pit the double zero on a buckshot who tries to make a move now on Tracy Leslie for second spot. He did pit under the first caution for a tire change on lap 29. He also came back in on lap 45 for fuel only.
Clear all around you.
Okay, let me kind of skip a little ahead here.
So he's the only guy that, to my knowledge, in Mechanicsville, Virginia. He's just 20 years of age. That's a brand new car for Earnhardt Jr., by the way. Brand new Ronnie Hopkins machine. They debuted out here. Tony Urey and the crew. Getting that car down and off the wall. There is the youngster, Grubb, just 20 years of age. He and his brother Wayne impressed him last week at their home track in Richmond.
These two young guys, they got a big future ahead of them, not only in Busch Grand National racing, but in the future Winston Cup racing. The amount of talent that they've shown in not a lot of years, in just 20 years, is incredible.
Well, as you watch this battle here, the clouds are beginning to move in a little bit, right, Marty Reed?
Not only clouds, guys, I hate to say this, but
Rain.
we've already felt a
Look
few
at that.
drops down here on pit lane. And over behind the grandstands from our position, that's where Pikes Peak is located, and that's where the afternoon storms come, usually between 3 and 5 Mountain Daylight Time, and I can already see some showers activity over in that region. Keep your fingers crossed.
Might be
All right,
rain
Marty,
shortened
one more
on top of a
report, you're
tire
out of
issue.
We don't want to hear anything about bad weather, but unfortunately, and it has been gorgeous all week long out here. We have not had the first raindrop. Absolutely beautiful. And the weather, it's a little warm, but you get a nice breeze, Steve, and all the NASCAR competitors and fans just loving their visit to Pikes Peak International Raceway.
This is probably some of the nicest weather I've seen in the whole country traveling around on the Busch Series. So it's amazing how dry the air is and how warm it is, and just with the mountains in the background, just makes for a nice
This is
setting
in
or
Colorado.
a nice place to be.
Let's give a call to Andy Santerre, the young rookie driver who started back in 30th spot and is battling right now in the 15th position with Wayne Grubb.
I'm gonna go off camera and flush out my eyes. They're a little bit weird
That
today.
doesn't surprise me. This track really
I
resembles
live on
the
a dirt
corners
road.
resemble New Hampshire, where Andy won a lot of races. So
I will take you all a walk in town. If I can't keep the signal, I'll put it on a video.
He's going to have a good chance of finishing the top 10.
But I'll try.
And there again is Wayne Grubb, currently in 16th spot. The Link Belt
I'll take a
Construction
little break.
Chevrolet.
Y'all
Bobby
can
King
too.
is the crew chief
I'm
for
in the
both
chat,
he and his
though.
brother Kevin Grubb. And if you missed our telecast last week of the Hardee's 250 at Richmond, Wayne Grubb was the pole sitter and finished 4th. Well, with 77 of 250 laps in the books, threatening skies are overhead, but Jeff Purvis continues to lead at Pikes Peak.
Stretch, everybody.
Clear all around you. Good and smooth now. Let's just get us a good rhythm down. Good and smooth. Easy on the tires. Good and smooth.
Welcome back to Pikes Peak International Raceway here in Fountain, Colorado. Just a half a lap ago, the double zero of Roy Buckshot Jones made a move really courtesy of a slower car. He made the move on the inside of Jeff Purvis and got hung up beside a lap car to make the pass. See if we can show you what happened just a moment ago.
Well, this is Buckshot down on the inside of Jeff Purvis, and it looks like Jeff Purvis got stuck behind a lap car, and Buckshot was able to get by on the inside pretty unscathed.
And we got trouble in turn 3, between turns 3 and 4.
Fire down the straightaway. I don't know if it's a gear or what, but just, I mean, I'm losing car length at least every straightaway.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. I
Needs to be a little freer. I
down.
don't know if it was that satisfaction.
All right, Tim
That trunk looks
Fedewa's car
wrinkled.
comes to rest over there as we bring out the caution for the third time.
How's it look?
Check in with John Kernan.
Hermie Sadler just came
That
in.
might have
a few
been Dad
laps ago.
yelling,
This is
"How's
the
it
right
look?"
front tire. Look
Might
at
have been.
this. The tread completely gone. We were talking a major blister off the right
Look
front
at that.
tire. He had to come in, and this is with only 35 laps
That's
on the tire. Let's go down to
not
Marty
good.
Reed.
Well, you want to talk about some delamination. The Goodyear guys are really concerned about this. This is the tire, the right front also, that came off of the 66 car of Elliott Sadler. And you can see, I mean, this thing's a mess. He was lucky to make it back, guys.
Speaking of lucky to make it back, here's the power team Chevy Monte Carlo of Joe Bessie. He was involved in that incident. Right side damage. He did jams the brakes on, slides into his power team pits. Now the crew will go to work on that car. Tough break for the driver who started on the outside of the front row. Bessie's car number 6 sustained some right front damage, right side damage. As the crew now working on the right of that machine. And Steve Park, you see those tires, it makes you gotta make you glad you're sitting up here today.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, with all the tire trouble that they're having, we didn't think we'd see it this late in the race. We thought we might have seen this. Yeah, John.
John Kernan?
Jeff Purvis is in, making a 4-tire change. They've already completed the work on the right side. They'll come around the left side. They also made a chassis adjustment. We want to get a good look at the right rear tire because Jeff had reported in. He thought he had blistered it. Now they drop a lug nut off the left rear tire. They have to get it back on, but because it's under caution, it doesn't really hurt him. I just get a quick glance at the right rear tire now. Just see, well, it doesn't look as bad as the last time. And remember, this is with about approximately 45 to 50 laps on it, but the right rear doesn't look that bad.
Well, we are working the third caution flag today due to the spin up in turns 3 and 4 by Tim Fedewa. Also involved was the Joe Bessie car number 6. Now Fedewa came into this event 9th in the points, just 3 points behind Hermie Sadler in 8th spot. So that contact will cost him dearly. There's a look again at the Lance Snack Chevrolet. James Finch owned car. You saw Johnny Allen and the crew working a moment ago in the pits. As now more cars come down pit road. There is the 00 of Buckshot Jones, our Alka-Seltzer Pontiac current leader. Let's go to Marty.
Yeah, guys, and they're going to roll the dice. Ricky Pearson has decided to keep Buckshot out there. Now, he also is aware of the delamination on the right front.
Ricky, this 66 car, his problem was the same as ours.
So there you can hear him talking.
Tore up on the side like ours.
So you can hear everybody talking on the radio. They're very much aware, and the 66 is already back in the pits. They're topping off, and they're going to get left side rubber. But Buckshot's going to stay out because they think the rain is coming. They want the track position.
Well, we have checked with the track facilities up here in the tower. It tells us that what's behind us is only
We didn't have much of a choice there to stay out.
Only
Well,
a
this
small
rain's
shower.
coming, I'm telling you. And halfway is 125 laps. And that's only about 35 laps.
We're talking about the...
Si vives con VIH, da el paso de mirar más allá de hoy. Da el paso de planear tu próxima aventura. Da el paso de descubrir otra manera de mantenerte indetectable. Dovato es un tratamiento completo para el VIH para algunas personas. Da el paso de averiguar cuántas medicinas tiene tu pastilla. La mayoría de las pastillas para el VIH contienen 3 o 4 medicinas. Dovato es igual de eficaz con tan solo 2. Ninguna otra pastilla completa para el VIH contiene menos medicinas que Dovato.
Se desconoce si Dovato es seguro y eficaz si tienes VIH y hepatitis B. Si tienes hepatitis B, no dejes de tomar Dovato sin consultar con tu médico, ya que puede empeorar o resultar más difícil de tratar. No tomes Dovato si eres alérgico a sus ingredientes o si estás tomando Dofetilide, debido a efectos secundarios graves o potencialmente mortales.
That's Ricky Pearson, his crew chief, talking to Buckshot Jones, and the crews from where they are can see back across the main grandstands behind us, as Marty said a moment ago, and that's where the showers are coming from. Now, we are being told it is only a light shower However, the clouds look pretty ominous from there. You see some of the clouds on the left side of your screen. We'll see if the strategy will play out for Roy Buckshot Jones staying out. A lot of concern about tire wear and weather. We'll unravel it when we come back. Back at Pikes Peak International Raceway, and the skies are threatening behind the racetrack. Coming across the Rocky Mountains there, Pikes Peak.
Gorgeous. I don't care, right?
But looking due east, it looks pretty clear. Hopefully this shower will maybe miss us as we check in back in the pits once again with John Kernan.
And what you see there is the right front tire off of Joe Bessie's machine. It blistered, it went flat, and he hit the wall down here in turn number 1. And consequently, Joe is now behind the wall. The crews are working on the car. Joe, I guess you're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just disappointed. The boys worked awful hard. We've had a good car since we unloaded here. And just a little bit loose in that first run, and tightened it up just a little bit. Just about time we tightened it up, the clouds came over, and just his tires are really, you can't abuse them at all, and they just right front gave up going down into 1 just as the yellow came out.
All right, that's Joe Bessie behind the wall for now, and he made a point whenever the clouds rolled in, guys. I mean, you could feel the temperature change, and I bet the track temperatures dropped significantly, because remember at the start of the race, whenever we had the sunshine, it was pretty warm. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car was loose. Once the clouds came in, he radioed in and said, hey, this is great. My car is perfect now.
All right, lots of racing action to come your way. Coming up, big weekend in Bristol action. Thunder Valley, Bristol, Tennessee. Next Saturday, NASCAR Dash Series action at 4:30 Eastern Time.
Making a coffee.
And of course, following that, the NASCAR Truck Series action, the Load Handler 200 at 7 Eastern Time. That's coming up next Saturday from Thunder Valley. As we go back to green flag racing action, Roy Buckshot Jones, the 5th race he has led in 1998. Here on lap number 91, the restart. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 2nd spot. Mike McLaughlin makes a move for that position.
You're going to see Dale Earnhardt Jr. try to fight his way back down to the bottom of that racetrack. You can see being stuck up on the outside. That's not the preferred line, and he's going to have to get down to the bottom and just maintain his position.
As a battle for 2nd position, the 34 car on the inside, the 3 on the outside, and McLaughlin, the point leader, will take the spot away.
Mike was real happy with his car yesterday, and he thought he could go 100 laps on a set of tires. So I think his setup's going to work, especially towards the end of the race.
Had some contact there a moment ago. Car number 74 getting a little bit of a tap from behind as the 44 was going by. Tony Stewart was there.
Still there. Still there.
Brad Knopfsinger. They got a little bit of contact a moment ago with Randy LaJoie. We'll show you again what happened.
Well, it's like we talked about earlier, a little 3-wide racing with Tony Stewart down on the bottom and just squeezes the 85 there into the 74. So it just shows you the professionalism of these guys. And Randy LaJoie right there did a great job saving this car.
I said Brad Knopfsinger. That was actually Shane Hall in the Big A Auto Parts Chevrolet. My apologies to Brad. That was Shane that got squeezed up there. And both Shane Hall and LaJoie did a great job to hang on to those cars.
I got it. Okay, sorry, I was just checking with something. Let me get this. You know, normally they are allowed three sets per position under caution. Because of the tire problem we're seeing, NASCAR has now decided in the interest of safety, they're adding another set, so they'll get 4 sets of tires per position under caution. Now back to the 3 car. Apparently it's cooled off a little too much, because right after they went back to green, Dale Jr. radioed in and said that his car was very, very tight. Let's go to Marty.
Yeah, let's give a tip of the hat to 38, Elton Sawyer. He's running 4th right now. They've switched over to the Roush motor. This is their 4th race with it so far. They've had 2 top 10s out of 3 races. They're running 4th right now. They tightened up a little bit. They've made the adjustment. He's running a very steady 4th right now.
All right, Elton Sawyer currently running in 4th position. He's been awfully good all weekend. I heard great in practice, great in qualifying in the Barbasol Ford, and said he would hope he's got a 4-year drought. He hasn't won since 1994 at Myrtle Beach. Admit, I'd love to get one here.
Yeah, he would. And these guys, if anyone's worked hard, these guys have. And I tell you, Elton's a great guy. I got a chance to talk to him the other day. They switched from Keith Roberts Motors over to Roush Motors, and they've been real happy with the switch. And they've just really wasn't looking for horsepower as much as they were looking for consistency to get towards the end of these races.
All right, the car number 34 is a second-place car. That's Mike McLaughlin. The 66 car, that's Elliott Sadler going a lap down. He has gone a lap down to the leader. 0-0 buckshot a moment ago. 66 is a lap car. The 3 car is the third-place car. And the battle for fourth position, well, now it's Tony Stewart trying to make a move to the high side of Elton Sawyer.
Tony Stewart's done a great job. He's kind of made his way to the front here, and even after missing happy hour yesterday, we thought maybe he wouldn't do as good as this on the long runs, but he seems to be getting good tire wear and working his way towards the front.
Only his 11th start in 1998 for Tony Stewart, a second at Rockingham and at Loudon, a third at Dover. And now he takes the position away. He is in fourth spot here at Pikes Peak.
Elliott Sadler must be disappointed. He was one of the only cars that came out here and tested, and when I talked to him, he felt he had a really good car in the long runs and that the tire wear wasn't going to be a problem. And then we see Tony. He's just doing a wonderful job.
There is Roy Buckshot Jones. One win this year coming at Loudon, New Hampshire, but after that one, the last 4 events, they have had terrible, terrible luck. 33rd at Nazareth, 29th at Charlotte, 19th at Dover, and 30th at Richmond. But right now, he is leading as we have 99 of 250 laps complete. Buckshot, the man they're chasing. Back at Pikes Peak International Raceway, I'm Jerry Punch along with Steve Park in the booth, Marty Reed and John Kernan in the pits. And there's our leader, the 0-0. Started back in 25th position. And thus far, as the clouds begin to move in and it gets darker and darker, Ricky Pearson's call to leave him out there looks like a good one.
Yeah, it certainly does. He's really stretching his lead out, and you got to remember he won New Hampshire. And New Hampshire, the corners there are very similar to here, like we talked about earlier. So I think they're going to have a car to beat here towards the end.
There's Mike McLaughlin, the second-place car. Little E, they're starting to call him. Dale Earnhardt Jr. said he likes that nickname. They call his dad Big E.
Yeah,
they called him Little E.
And it fits him. I mean, he's not a tremendous man. He's kind of a smaller type guy, so Little E fits him perfectly.
All right, here's Tony Stewart as you ride along with the Briggs and Stratton bumper cam. Let's check in with Marty.
Yeah, and the Shell team down here is really happy with this cloud cover because it is saving their tires and it has brought the racetrack to Tony. You can see by his performance, he's moved into fourth. They hope these clouds stay for the rest of the race.
All right behind Tony Stewart, the 38 car of Elton Sawyer, the Barbasol machine, Bob Sutton, Brad Akins, Eddie Pardue has really got that car dialed in for Elton Sawyer. Behind him, the 74 car, two-time and defending series champion, Randy LaJoie.
Randy, he was really looking for a good finish. I talked to him earlier. He felt his car was pretty decent. He had a good qualifying effort and thought he'd really be able to race well today.
Tell you, car's having a pretty good run is Phil Parsons, the Duraloop Chevy. Phil, there he is, currently in 7th spot, started back in 21st position. He had a great race at Richmond last week, but lost a lap early and ran awfully well to the rest of the night. There's Matt Kenseth, our pole sitter, the Lyco Chevrolet, back in 8th position.
It seems like Matt hasn't been able to make his way through traffic like the Little League could. He was, they were bumper to bumper there earlier, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. seemed to be able to weave his way through traffic and work his way back up to the 3rd position.
All right, the 9th place car will be 83. There's Wayne Grubb, started in 13th.
Racing his brother.
That is Kevin in the 52 car. Kevin is actually in 10th position, so the brothers Grubb. Kevin, the 52 car, is 20 years of age. Wayne is 21, about to be 22, and he is about to be in 9th spot.
That's showing some brotherly love, unless he's going to pit right here.
All right, here's Mark Green.
Meet the Dyson Airwrap Coanda 2X Multi-Styler and Dryer, Dyson's most powerful air wrap. At its heart, the Hyperdymium 2 motor spins at 150,000 RPM, delivering 7 kilopascals of air pressure for faster drying, stronger Coanda airflow, and tighter curls, all with no heat damage. Every attachment is intelligent. RFID chips automatically adjust airflow and heat the moment you connect, whether you're drying, smoothing, curling, or volumizing. Connect via Bluetooth to the My Dyson app. Answer a few questions about your hair to unlock ID Curl, an automated sequence tailored specifically to you. Simply attach one of the Coanda 2X barrels, take a section of damp hair, and press power. The stronger Coanda effect wraps hair tighter, finishes with a cold shot, then gently releases.
Started Started back in 28th position, currently 11th spot in the Timberwolf machine. By the way, Wayne Grubb has made his way down the pit road. As you look at Jeff Purvis, who started 7th, back in 12th spot. The James Finch Lance Snacks Chevy. All right, let's check in once again on the pits with Marty Reed.
Well, guys, you just mentioned the 37 of Mark Green. He had gotten up to 9th, and one of the guys from the pit crew came tracking me down and said, hey, we made it to the top 10. He rolled his eyes and said, finally, they've been fighting that car all weekend. And it's nice to see them getting a good run going. John Kernan.
Marty, I've been Wayne Grubb's pit. He just came down pit road. I'm telling you, I know they run the air pressure really low on the left side tire, but when you pulled in here, that left front tire looked like it was very close to being flat. In fact, that's the tire that the crew's looking at right now. So I'll check on that and see if, in fact, he did have a left front going down.
And John, as he leaves, Andy Santerre comes on the pit road, so still a lot of concern about right side tires as you watch Phil Parsons now begin to make a move.
And you talk about concern, that's that 3 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's running up in the 3rd position. He's faded back a few spots, and we don't know if he got a little bit loose or if he's starting to experience a tire problem here. But it looks like Phil Parsons going to overtake him, along with Tracy Leslie.
That would be for position for the 7th spot. Here comes Little E back on the outside. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Phil Parsons, a 2-time winner.
I'll tell you what, most of these Busch guys call him the Big E when he's behind the wheel of that car, I'll tell you. He reminds me a lot of his dad.
Running ads out right now, so doing South Austin. We don't
Dale
have to
Earnhardt
run
Jr.
any.
in years to come.
But I wanted to cover this race.
Big
like,
E's got a big C. I heard he's got a big contract.
Because
A 2-year contract with a 3-year option. He told me yesterday in the garage. And although somewhere somebody put out he had a 5-year contract with a 5-year option. That's
I also heard they didn't ask him to sign it, they made him sign it. They had all these other Winston Cup guys looking at him, wanting to hire him or put him under a contract that when he was ready for Winston Cup that they wanted him to drive for some different teams, but his daddy sat him down and put together a contract he was happy with, and he ended up signing it.
I know he wanted to be there anyway. He wasn't going anywhere. Blood's a lot thicker than that checkbook.
He loves where he's at. He loves racing this Busch Series, and I'm sure he's going to finish out the year, hopefully winning the championship. We'd love to see it back at Dale Earnhardt Incorporated for him to really go on and win a championship this year.
That is Steve Park, who drives for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated in the Winston Cup ranks, the Pennzoil Chevrolet driver, and this is the Busch Series effort. Speaking of Earnhardt, let's check in on their pits once again with John Kernan.
Jerry, I just talked to Tony Uri, Little E's crew chief. He's a little bit upset. He's talking about, they need to change tires about every 40 laps because Dale Jr.'s tires starting to go away. Said they weren't told that they were given that extra set to use under caution until after all the other cars had pitted and they were getting ready to go back to green. So he's just a little bit upset about that because they've got quite a few laps on this set of tires.
Well, I'm sure NASCAR is taking a long, hard look at it, and it is not Goodyear's problem. Goodyear came here with a tire, and it's just so much grip on this racetrack. They're showing so much temperature that they're getting the blistering problem. It's a problem we see with a lot of new tracks and new asphalt, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a similar tire that they used at Richmond, Gateway, Myrtle Beach, and Indianapolis. And they didn't have any trouble at Gateway under the extreme temperatures we ran out there.
All right, here's our leader, the 00, Roy Buckshot Jones. We are 9 laps away from the halfway point at Pikes Peak International Raceway. Back with more in a moment.
Yeah, they're 9 laps from halfway. The rain's coming. You got tires shredding.
Back at Pikes Peak International
What do you
Raceway.
do as a crew
There's
chief?
a young man who was our pole sitter, and right
I
now
mean,
he is
really,
battling
like,
for his life.
You gotta
fourth
back
position.
your driver down to
Yeah, he is. He tried the outside.
3/4 throttle or something. But how do you do that when you're racing for the lead? Or look, we got Tony Stewart, Pensive, LaJoy. They're not going back
27-year-old
down.
Tony Stewart in the 44
Heck no.
car. It's a Pontiac. 26-year-old Matt Kenseth in a Chevrolet. Side by side for 4th position. And right behind him is LaJoy and Phil Parsons in 6th and 7th.
I don't know if this is the right thing to do this early on in the race. We're approaching the halfway point, but these guys look like they're fighting it out for the rain. They see the clouds coming in, they see it getting darker, so they're going to try to gain as many positions as they can before it starts to rain.
And we are just 3 laps away from the halfway point here at Pikes Peak.
Oh, there he is.
Great racing action. The fans here in Colorado So excited about having this 1 mile facility here. Lex Dudas and the company have built an absolutely gorgeous racetrack. Fans treated to an exciting NASCAR Rematch Challenge Series action yesterday. They were on their feet for the final 10 laps of that one, and now exciting Busch Series action here in Kansas once again.
These guys aren't thinking tire.
All right, bud, just starting to shake again.
Go ahead, riding right on his bumper, so you can't pull in right behind him.
Well, you'd think this is Hickory Speedway or South Boston, the way they're running side by side, just inches away.
You're not kidding. This is just what we predicted in the beginning of the show, that these guys are going to be able to race 2 and 3 wide. And just early on, right before we went to the break, we saw Ron Hornaday pull one of his patented moves and go 3 wide down in turn 3.
Got him, you're clear.
All right, this battle you're watching, that is 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. The third place car is the 38 of Elton Sawyer. Now here's LaJoy on the inside.
Squeezed it right in there. Let's see if he can make it stick. He's pointing them by, the 44, just pointing them by. You're going to see him try to save his tires and get back down to the bottom.
Clear. Hey, Bertie, NASCAR's talking about giving out another set in addition to the one they already have.
They're talking to Steve Bird, who was the team manager for Randy LaJoy. NASCAR has already given a 4th set. They normally limit it to 3 under the caution, but because of the temperature they've seen here, they've now gone to 4 sets. Here's a battle for position, and we have just gone past the halfway point. Lap 125, that time by.
Okay, guys, good to see you.
3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. Now as Tony Stewart has dropped back to 7th. Let's check in once again with Marty Reed.
Well, Buckshot Jones may like this cool temperatures. He's running away. This is another tire, the right rear from Elliott Sadler's car. He had to come in again and make another stop, so he has lost even more ground. So Elliott, who had made a vow that he would not shave until he wins a race, looks like that beard's going to be around for another week, guys.
Steve, you see the marks on that tire? It had a 250 on one shoulder, a 235 on the other. Obviously, what the teams do is they come in and explain they get their tires off the car.
As soon as that tire comes off the car, they come with the temperature barometer to see what temperature the tire is running in 3 positions on the tire. That tire is obviously running too hot at 250 degrees. So, and that's why we're seeing the blistered tires.
Buckshot's leading this. Something dramatic happened.
All right, our leader is the 00. Our AutoZone race recap shows that
really
Buckshot Jones has led 46 of 128 laps. There have been 6 lead changes, 3 cautions for a total of 16 laps. Our lap leaders, Buckshot, Jeff Purvis, Earnhardt Jr.,
I have
and
never
Matt
worn
Kenseth.
because, you know, the racing shirts, and you don't want to wear them
Along with off the track, we'll show you Bobby Hill.
Put on this one today. I like this one.
Out of the race.
89.
Danny Hunter,
my friend's shirt.
Krogh, Tripp, and Taylor, along with Russell Chapman and Rick Corelli. Those are the cars that have gone back to the garage area and called it a day. 130 laps are in the books.
Over my
Pikes
shoulder.
Peak International Raceway. Roy, Buckshot Jones are leaders.
Just a
McLaughlin,
screen.
Kenseth, LaJoy, and Sawyer in the top 5.
Slideshow. Different racing photos. I don't know if you can really see them or not.
Nice crowd on hand here at Pikes Peak International Raceway, seeing the inaugural Lycos.com 250 Busch Series event. Enjoying this action just past the halfway point. Lots of racing action to come your way next Sunday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on ABC Sports. NHRA Drag Racing, the Pontiac Nationals from National Trail Raceway in Hebron, Ohio. Events include the finals of Top Fuel, Funny Car, and Pro Stock.
Jump ahead
Defending
here
champs,
because
Top
this
Fuel,
is like
Gary Skelton,
really
Funny Car, Tom Hoover, Baumgartner on machine. Let's check in at his pits with John.
I'm impatient.
Well, Steve, you just said it looked like you had a great car. Just talked to Steve Bird.
Still there.
He said Randy says the car is still pretty, it's extremely loose getting into the turns.
Still there.
So it's amazing he can run as well as he can with a very loose race car. But he does look awfully fast as he tries once again on the inside. It looks like he's got the black one.
As a general rule, if you're loose in and pushing out, you're over wedge. That's just, you know, an over wedge car is loose going in and pushes coming out. And that goes more and more and more as your gas goes out.
I tell you what, most of these leaders last pit on lap 45, so pit stop should.
So, You got to start with your,
I'm on my way.
you know, pushing going in and loose coming out. And then you might be better off. But that's what everyone aims for.
Back at Pikes Peak International,
Stanton
fourth car
Barrett.
flying today comes out. Stanton
He's
Barrett's
around in the
Channel Lock
Mooresville
Chevrolet
area
spins
too.
up in
I
turn
hear.
4.
So that's very cool.
And he is not a happy camper. Gets out and points to his helmet, trying to signal someone that, hey, use your head. Obviously, let's see if we can see what may have happened.
Looks like the 3 car gets a good run on the bottom, and just right there, looks like it just got into the back of him a little bit. Maybe he took the air off the spoiler.
He's another one you had to woe. You had to woe him
and,
back.
Stanton Barrett, rightfully so, not very happy about that tap. He was having a pretty good run in the Channel Lock Chevrolet for Doug Taylor. Well, as
We used to call them drivers gung ho. He's too gung ho.
Has been out there 112
now I guess they call him reckless or Carson or something, and I love Carson. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's good for the sport. Don't mess up with his psyche like you did Ross. I mean, you take a perfectly great race car driver to mold. He's likable. He's marketable. He's funny. He's a character like we need.
Tighten it up just a little bit on the left rear. Left side. Now they rip off the tearaways to give him a clean view. In fact, Nascar has given the teams one extra man. Buckshot is out now, but it looks like LaJoie will beat him because he's pitted closer.
All right. There we go,
that
Steve.
That was his crew chief, Steve Bird.
How about
Bless his
that
heart.
for excitement and emotion?
R.I.P.
Now, Matt Kenseth also made a great pit stop. He was actually out in front of LaJoie. Here is Dale Earnhardt in the car. Junior in the car number 3.
That's just so...
See Tony Erie in the crew putting tires and gas in that car. Well, the car number 17 was actually the first car off pit road.
A lot of these guys have had some
It's
good
been a
stops,
week.
including Randy LaJoie.
Almost a
I mean,
week.
you could hear
I
Steve
heard
Bird.
last
He was pretty
Sunday.
excited that they got out there in front of the 00 car, so they must
The
feel
news
they
that
must have a
we
car that
lost
can
him.
possibly win this race.
It's been about a
Marty,
week.
let's take a look at the leader's tires that went well over 110 laps. What do they look like?
All right, well, here's the rears, and this is just garbage that they pick up on the lap coming in. Let's go over to the right front because there is some wear on the one side here on the inside part, so you can see it right there, just starting to get down. But this is 110 laps. These guys have got the
Crystallization
combination
kind
figured
of,
out,
that's
guys.
not normal.
Boy, Steve, that doesn't look bad at all.
No, that doesn't look bad at all. 110
Looks
laps
boiled.
of all the problems we've been seeing earlier on. These guys got that 00 Alka-Seltzer car hooked up.
Boy, give a call to Ricky Pearson and that crew. They have got him dialed in, and now the wrecker
is wrecking the 40 car.
Is basically, that's what I was about to say. Is taking the rest of.
Did
Stanton
you
Barrett's
see
front end
that?
off.
Oh my
All right, let's see
God!
if we can see from his bumper cam on the Channel Lock Chevrolet.
Let's see if we see the bumper move a little bit. If it was a shot, it wasn't a hard shot except for when he hit the wall. So it might have been a combination of taking some of the air off the spoiler and maybe just a little bit of a nudge. And he's definitely not happy.
Oh, he was not happy at all. He got out and pointed to his helmet.
I
as
love
Dale
Junior
Earnhardt Jr.
too, but
came
he
by.
overshot his run. He didn't know where his landing point
qualifying for
was.
that Channel Lock car. I'm told that Stanton Barrett may be able to drive that car some more when Kevin LePage is not available. And I'm also told that they may even consider putting Kerry Earnhardt in that car.
Yeah, that was rumored that Kerry might be in the 40 car, but here's Randy LaJoie heating up them new tires he's got, and he's pretty happy with his car, and we'll go down to the pits to John Kernan.
I just talked to Steve Bird. He said, yeah, they had over 100 laps on that set of tires. Looked at them, they were perfect. In fact, Birdie said, I wish this race would go green the rest of the way, because he said their tire wear is excellent. The only problem they've experienced, the car's been a little bit loose, but they made that wedge adjustment on the left rear.
Good stuff, guys. Really good stuff.
And they hope that has tightened it up enough so that Randy can stay out front.
All right.
If you look at Randy LaJoie's tires there when he was heating them up, you could see the actual low air pressure in the tires that is necessary to make these cars run 100 laps.
This time by 1 lap to go.
That left front looks like it's about half flat. All right, 1 lap to go. We'll come back for the restart. And
All right,
what a
let's
shootout.
get the
Listen now,
restart.
there at Pikes Peak. Back with more as Jeff Crow.
Oh, we're second. Holy shit. Randy LaJoie.
Back at Pikes Peak, 1 lap ago.
I think that car was owned by
restarted.
Meredith Ruoff.
And the car number 74, LaJoie,
29 is the lap down. They start on the inside. Back then they didn't have Lucky Dog. Now Lucky Dog is a good advancement.
Matt Kenseth now make a move on the inside. Kenseth will try to take the lead away from LaJoy.
Still out there, still out.
Matt's looked strong all day on the restarts here.
You're clear. Hey, bud, you be easy on those tires.
I'm going to skip ahead. I really want to get to SOBO.
Tell him to be easy on the tires.
He started from 18th and is now being shown in 10th spot after 168 of 250 laps. Matt Kenseth.
Ron Hornaday and got him turned around. And then Glenn Allen there was just a victim getting spun, trying to avoid it. And I think Dale just slowed down. I'm not sure if he hit anything or not with the right side. And then downshifted a gear and carried on.
All right, from the Peebles Department Store onboard camera from Hermie Sadler. Watching behind, and Hermie just misses getting tagged by the 99 car as Glenn Allen slides to avoid it. There's the Luxair Chevrolet of 1996.
Gotta go.
All right, John Montz on the crew chief there.
42, watch your speed. Come on,
Like
go hard.
Track bar in the back. Looks like the rear's either cocked or shoved out the wrong way, where it's making the car kind of crab across the racetrack there. So you're going to see him back in another lap.
Mike Dillon. My
right.
dad had something to do with setting up that
Shane
shop, I
Hall's
believe, in the
onboard
early
camera, the big
winter
air parts
of
onboard.
95, 96.
What do you think he's thinking right now?
My son worked with the
Sure,
twin
Spot
sound,
was telling him,
building
go low
exhaust
to get
stuff
by it.
with Mike. When Mike was young. My son's even held Austin for a
And
minute
Jerry,
when they
there
had
is
to
a
do
little bit of
something.
front-end damage on Junior's car. They will change tires, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this will be their last set of tires under caution. Now, what they had to do, because you mentioned about how the vent hose had come loose off the rear of the deck lid, they have to stick a probe inside. They also make an adjustment on the left front of the car. And now they have the tires down and away. In order to get the fuel into the car, they had to stick a probe in to open up that little butterfly valve to allow the fuel to flow in. Otherwise, you get kind of an airlock in there of sorts. But they did the change. And now
I'm also gonna, like I said, do SOBO here.
Gotta let air out to be able to let fuel in. And that's the vent hose. And there.
Well, right
I need
now
to see a
we
rundown.
decide that we're going to be able to make the New Hampshire race. And
about you being able to come back and
Kenseth
drive.
LaJoy.
When will you be back in a Winston Cup car?
Well, the preconceived notion is we're shooting for the
I
Brickyard.
don't see us in the top
we've had some great
15.
news from the doctors.
Oh, wait,
and,
that's on the
they
out
feel that after my
incoming.
last
Sorry.
physical that I get in really just about 2 days, that if everything goes
Vita
good
was
there, then I might be able
out.
to get back in the car towards the end of this month, do some testing, and then maybe come back at one of the tracks that back up home at New Hampshire International Speedway. So that's really good news for Steve Park.
That's sort of like
Yeah,
a
Fita was
homecoming
out.
for you getting
I'm
back.
not
You
gonna
talked
waste
about
my
getting
time
back
here.
in the Pennzoil Chevrolet.
Doing
What
all
about
this.
DW? Would he be back in the 17 car?
We'll check
in
this
with him
out.
in the pits. John?
And I'm with Robbie Reiser. Robbie,
We'll
you guys
just
got the
skip
lead right
through
now.
to
Have a
the
strong
end.
car. You sat on the pole, but a little bit of rain coming down. You're doing a rain dance now to get it to just rain the rest of this out?
No, not at all. I want to race this thing to the end. You know, like Chevrolet's running really well, and the crew's doing a great job. Matt's doing a great job, and this is going to blow over. We're in
Believe
the
it or
mountains,
not,
it's gonna blow
sitting
over,
out
so
like
we just
that
got to
for
be set,
Fedor.
ready to go when this thing goes green again, and be prepared. Right now, tires have been kind of the situation. We've been fortunate that we've been up on top of it and been able to keep them up front. So, I mean, he's doing a real good job, and we got an opportunity here probably with this caution maybe to go to the end. So we'll have to see how this works out. But I do have another set of tires I can use, so we'll see how it plays.
Talking about the tires, we've
The
seen
rear
a lot of
damage
guys
did
blistering
not look
tires here on pit road throughout
significant
the
on
afternoon.
Fedor, but
Haven't
I
seen
know
any
that
of your
they probably
tires
made a
blistered.
judgment
Why is
call
that?
that it was
Well,
going
yesterday
to
we
be
made- I
more
should say in the morning
financially
practice, we made a long
beneficial
run,
to not buy
and,
more tires that are junk.
Evening we made a
You
long
know?
run, and we were kind of prepared
And
for this
to
tire
just,
deal.
you know,
we
cut
changed
your
the tire
losses.
a little bit, trying to get it better on this type of tire, and that's helped us a bunch. Right now it's paying off. Like I say, we haven't blistered any tires up.
And guys, they're getting ready to move this out so that Nicole will be able to get out of the rain as well.
All right, that's
Oh my, it's
Nicole Allen
raining.
keeping that valuable unit count.
All right, here we go.
Randy LaJoy looking for
this way.
Let's get Birdie's interview. That'll be cool.
All right, the clouds seeming to move away. The rains have stopped. The track is drying. Hopefully we'll come back momentarily with green flag racing action. Matt
Randy is
Kenseth.
in second place, so they'll interview Birdie.
All right, let's check in once again with John Kernan.
And I'm with Steve Bird. LaJoy, Randy LaJoy, your driver, second out there now, but does he have anything for that 17 car now that we're getting ready to go back to green?
Well, I think we do. After we run about 40 laps, the more laps we got, the faster we get going, you know. But I got to give credit to this Base Motorsports team, man. None of these guys ever gave up. And let's say hi to the boss at home. We're trying for you, boss.
All right, Randy LaJoy looking for a good run, getting ready to go back to green. And Steve Park, you're from the country. 40, that means 40, right? 40 laps?
That's okay, your pace car's in.
We're just laughing up here because it sounds like a lot of, sounds like the people.
Green.
All right, Carl Simmons, Johnny Norton, wave the green flag, lap 187. So 63 laps remain in the Lycos.com 250.
Oh my, rain on that camera.
Matt Kenseth.
Not on that
started
one.
on the pole, his first ever pole in a touring series of any kind in the 17 car. He is the leader. The 29 car is now being shown, or was being shown as the last car. Now he's a lap down again. That is Herbie Sadler. And here's Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart.
I'll tell you what, they came in, got that new set of tires, made an adjustment on the car, and now Tony's on the move.
Tony Stewart, young Tony, his first full year, I believe,
on the
this year.
outside, and now they're going 3 wide down the back stretch. He runs right down to the bottom.
Whoa! Too much of run, but
on the brakes, and he runs over Herbie Sadler in the DeWalt Chevrolet.
I'll tell you what, these guys are unbelievable. They are racing it out.
He ain't gonna sit still long, is he? He's on a roll.
Elton Sawyer's Barbasol car having a great run. He splits the difference between Sadler and Stewart. While all this is happening, Matt Kenseth is pulling to about a 10-car length advantage. Now here is Stewart. Look to the inside. Mike McLaughlin says no, not going to happen there.
He took a peek down on the bottom side there, but again, I think he's being a little bit careful and knows there's about 50 or 60 laps left in this race. So he's not going to wear the tires out just yet.
It'll be exactly 60 laps to go next time by. Andy Santerre, leading rookie contender in the 47 car, being passed. And here is Shane Hall in the car number 85 in the Big A Auto Parts machine. Shane started back in 23rd spot.
I have a skylight over the bathroom, I have a skylight over my head. I got a window. That window in front of me, I mean, it is like
right there coming down
this. The RVs nowadays.
They were pretty tight. That in-car camera shot gave it a good showing of them guys almost touching together.
They got windows.
Battle
I'm fixing to put in a new back wall because all y'all know it fell off on
You heard Steve Bird say we might have something for him right now after we run.
It was needing replaced and we were hoping it would make one more trip. But
they need to get those tires to work in. Elton Sawyer has given LaJoy a fit.
Anyway,
I don't think you can have the best of both worlds here. I mean, I think your car's either real good on new tires,
gonna put it solid,
and then fades too much on older tires, and your car's real good on the older tires. And I think that's really the
we'll do
case. This car's
something.
going to be real good on older tires.
Take the next step in your financial journey at Thrivent.com, where money means more.
Come for the sound waves.
God, they really
stay
like
for the ocean waves.
I used to have
or
premium
the chance
and
for
I'll get it
adventure.
back again, but not yet.
There's Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the car number 3.
Blew the budget moving. Put it that way.
He's moved all the way up to 10th already.
Blew the budget moving.
Looks like he's on the back bumper of Kevin Schwantz. Now going past him down on the low side.
The 8th place car would be the 10 car, the Duralube machine of Phil Parsons, who's having a great run today. That is 8 to 9 to 10.
Ran well at this track with that
Even with all
car.
their problems, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been able to
They
come
were
back each time.
an
So I mean, it just
unsponsored
shows you
team,
how strong
obviously.
Tony Eury and the guys are and how fast they are in the pits.
The 59 car in front of the 83, that is Ron Hornaday. He is actually the 7th
I'm going to be
car.
skipping quickly through South
That is the
Boston.
Kingsford Charcoal
I mean,
machine.
this Pikes Peak to get to South Boston. My dad's car already, with the tire issues, spun.
That much. That was pretty close.
It hit the wall, so they're out. LaJoy's their teammate car, so he's doing well.
Take the line away from
I want to do South Boston because they're going to win that race.
International Raceway. Exciting Busch Grand National Series action on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, we promised some action if the rain would hold off, and I think the guys, the people watching, are definitely getting their money's worth.
We'll do this little battle.
3 cautions, that'll give you a little knock.
You can see that fender being knocked in a little bit, so he's not afraid to use that front fender. But
oh my! I hear this is controversial, so this is why I was watching it as well. The tire issue and
I don't think they're gonna have time to come in. And
the title of this says Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart tangle at Pikes Peak, so this might not be a
Buckshot in second. McLaughlin was third.
This might be a
Sawyer was fourth. LaJoy fifth. And this is the battle for 6th spot. Best battle on the racetrack.
A row.
Once again, they are side by side. Donuts on the sides of both those cars.
And if Benny was here, he'd be swinging his head around looking for him, wouldn't he?
It might be a come apart, as we say in the hills. Oh, bumper.
Boy, that's no give, and it's pretty clean racing though.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that with the way the cars have been handling here and with the way the tires have been, that they're not really rubbing on each other more than
Dad's with the 33 and they're already out. Like I said, there's a severe tire issue, blistering in 30 laps.
He does.
Total delamination of the tires.
Where he's going to go because these guys are taking up both lanes.
All race, they give him an extra set.
I think
nice
Phil's
of them.
smart enough. Or I know
they can give them to him and let him buy them.
By the way, those of you who are big Phil Parsons fans, as we are, his wife Marcia still hasn't had the babies. We are told it'll be early next week. And they will have 2 little ones, a little boy and a little girl. So we'll keep you posted on the baby watch. Update you on RPM tonight on how that goes for Marcia and Phil Parsons. Great action, 6th, 7th, and 8th spot. Shell, AC Delacroix, and Duralube, the sponsors on those 3 Busch Series cars.
Oil boys working that back.
Pit as he gets a challenge. Let's wait just a moment. A challenge from Dale Earnhardt. Let's check in with Marty.
Guys, I just talked to Brian Fraser. I said, are you worried about him burning up on this right rear tire? He says, no. We got too few laps to go. I've turned him loose. He's on his own.
Oh,
jump off camera a minute.
Fans are on their feet here, waving their hats in their hands. Good crowd on hand this afternoon.
They're definitely getting a leg workout because they sit down when the car's on the back stretch, and then they all stand up when the cars come down the front stretch and just cheering their favorite driver on.
And Phil Parsons has nowhere to go, but will he make it 3 wide? He says, nah, I've been around too long. I've read that chapter before. And now Tony Stewart retakes the position. I got to believe it's a preview of racing we're going to see for years to come in NASCAR. In the Busch Series and maybe in the Winston Cup. The likes of Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, and a great run by Phil Parsons. Back in a moment.
Uh-oh, that sounded weird.
Under the 6th
Sounded like a tire blew.
The reason there. Buckshot Jones tagged the wall. Marty, you're there in the pits.
Buckshot, who made 112 laps on that last set of tires, and here we are seeing a flat right front.
Was not a normal sound.
See the condition of the tire that's coming off, but this has cost him his chance at victory today.
All right, Buckshot Jones was second. Prior to that tire, cutting a tire, he brushed the wall over in turn 2. And just prior to that, a moment ago, Tony Stewart had a problem in the 44 car. You saw him racing side by side with Dale Earnhardt Jr. with Phil Parsons right behind him. Let's show you what happened a moment ago while we were in break.
Looks like he gets off in a corner, and Dale Jr. just gives him a little bit of a shot there and got him forced up high. Probably got tired of racing side by side with him, so decided that he was going to have to get underneath him and get ahead of him to carry on.
I wonder how much of that was Dale's driving style, because he wouldn't go for that shit nowadays on his league. I know in his car's league, I don't think he would put up with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
it did not. He is
because I remember him calling a driver once and saying, "Stop using up my driver." You know, all over the fender like that, all over the bumper. I remember seeing that. Just about probably 2 years ago when they were starting the Cars Tour, and somebody was using up one of the guapos, and they got a phone call. So I wonder how much is like someone in Dale's ear to be more aggressive, because nowadays I don't see Dale's driving style aggressive. I see it refined. And a lot of times the drivers, when they're inexperienced, will overcompensate with aggression because they aren't quite skilled when they're rookies or new. When I say new, I mean 5 years in the sport new. It takes a good amount of seasoning to get a brain for knowing how to handle your car. You can kind of see that wisdom in people like Denny or Logano, or not so much, but he hit and miss on the skills. Blaney, Keselowski, all these guys that are seasoned, they have great Priest. They're just not ethically dirty drivers. They just aren't. It doesn't sit right in their craw. It doesn't sit right on their pillow.
That's Matt radioing back to Robbie Reiser, telling him that he's not going to be able to pass a bunch of race cars, but with the pit work that he just received, I don't think he's going to need to pass a bunch of them.
Doesn't have much in front of him at all, except for the guy with the flashing lights, and he's in the pace car. Let's see who else has got up there. Phil Parsons opted not to come in. He was one of the cars that stayed out, as did the car number 4 of Jeff Purvis, and the 56 stayed out. That is the efforts of Jeff Crow. So those are the front 3 cars. Then Kenseth and Elton Sawyer rounding out the top 5. 221 laps complete. Back with more in a moment. Back at Pikes Peak International, the safety car pulls away.
Get ready and be on your toes. He said, move on. Green, come on, man. Green, green, green.
And Phil Parsons will lead him down. 224 laps in the books.
We're back to green.
Lap cars on the inside getting in line, but this track is so wide.
It is Skippy coming in. We have we're in rural
internet. Car dropped off. It didn't look like they were going to go green.
If I can help that a little by minimizing that.
Green was out.
All right, Phil
Close
Parsons.
my laptop back there if it gets a little bit.
Just 26 laps away from his
there
win,
was income
as they are 3 wide coming out of turn 4. That brings the crowd to their feet.
A little bit of exactly probably from the actual video. That's video issues. That's not. Oh, I know what happened. I bet I know what happened.
And bounced it off the concrete wall. Got him a Pikes Peak stripe up there, and he's seen a little bit of smoke out of the right side. He's got to have a tire rubbing.
They're all around you.
They can't afford to pit under the green here, so they're going to take a good look at it, have their spotter take a good look at it, make sure they don't have a good tire rub on it.
And the 44 car also in the wall.
Gave him a little too much
Stewart has tapped the wall.
Left front, right front camber for sure.
And he gets a little smoke.
Oh, shoot.
McLaughlin has come into contact.
Tires have expired on everybody.
Hard down the front stretch here. I wouldn't be surprised if those guys didn't cut their tires down, rubbing on each other real hard.
They were battling for 4th and 5th position. Here is the points leader, McLaughlin, in. Here is Kenseth in the 2nd spot in front of Jeff Purvis. Now Phil Parsons is the leader. Left side of your screen, the Duraloop Chevrolet. Car number 2, he's the leader. Kenseth, who was the pole sitter here in the Lenco Chevrolet, makes a move to the inside of Phil.
He's not going to be able to hold off Matt very long with those fresh tires, and I think Matt knows more of getting back to the front, knowing that he's got these other guys on his tail.
Phil Parsons has a lot on his mind. His wife Marcia back in Charlotte, North Carolina, expecting twins any day now. And he's trying to hold off and get his first victory in about 3 years, and Kenseth makes the pass. So Matt Kenseth becomes the new leader here with 23 laps to go. Mike McLaughlin had come on the pit road, by the way, for a pit stop and was held 15 seconds for entering the pits too fast. Although he had a left front tire down, they clocked him, I guess, too quickly and held him 15 seconds.
It's hard coming in the pits at that scheduled pit road
this
speed.
Is
when you
ridiculous,
have a flat tire
this
and you've been
video.
running so
Come on,
good,
man.
So
he's tracking them, of course, 1 lap later, the 44. Mentioned Purvis back and forth. Hornaday is 5th. There you look at the battle between the 44 and the 64. That is for 7th position. We mentioned Curtis Parker,
another thing with these old videos. Like the beginning and the end are usually problems because the heat gets to them in storage and stuff. Kind of screws up the exposed part of the tapes.
Riding around that 64 car. He's racing hard. And then,
I had a whole box of those VCR tapes. My sister does too, so she has better ones, so I don't feel so bad I don't have mine anymore.
74 and 59.
Yeah, that happens to VHS tapes.
Still there.
Ron Hornaday in the 59, not going to give it up easily.
Still there.
You can see they're coming up on the lap car to 66. That's Elliott Sadler, and this might play a role unless Ron can get down right here. And LaJoie knows it too. That's why he keeps sticking his car in there.
Trying to make sure he can keep Hornaday up there in the high line, maybe make a shot on the inside of Sadler.
Still there.
They are still side by side. Give it to Hornaday by about 1.5 feet, and now LaJoie will have the advantage in turn.
Clear.
Sadler let him go. They let him race it out towards the end of the race here.
Clear.
Let's get this. Hey, man, go get that 4-car, buddy. Go get it.
Knocking to LaJoie, saying go after Purvis. There's the car left side of your screen. The James Finch on Lance Snack's car. That would be for 4th position. That would equal LaJoie's best finish of the year.
And I tell you what, LaJoie looks strong. I mean, he just pulled away from the 59 car of Ron Hornaday and just reeled Jeff Purvis in. So he's not sitting back either. He knows there's only a few laps left, and he's going to gain as many positions as he can.
Turn to go, next time by 10.
Carl, the inside. You'll pick it up right around the start-finish line.
You heard the spotters tell him 10 to go. That time by. LaJoie had been running in the Budweiser Winston Cup car. 9 starts for that team as he makes a move now, trying to take the spot away. That's the 4th position from Purvis. 2 veteran campaigners.
Clear.
LaJoie just zips on by.
They've been looking for something to really get their team back on track again, and a good finish here, I think, will really give these guys the opportunity to get back on track.
Dig, man, dig.
You heard Steve Bird say, dig, man, dig. Trying to see if they can catch the 38 car, which will be the 3rd place car. That is Elton Sawyer, who has had a great run here. Our leader, Matt Kenseth, still the 17 car. The 10 of Phil Parsons in 2nd spot. 3rd is Sawyer. 4th, car you're looking at right there, the Fina Chevrolet. Randy LaJoie. Got to believe Bill Baumgartner's back on the edge of his chair back in Charlotte cheering on his drivers.
Yeah, he definitely is.
There's the youngster Kenseth. Boy, what an impressive young talent he is. 26 years of age. Mark Martins, he's one of the most impressive drivers he's been in a long time. And when Mark says that about you, that's pretty impressive in and of itself.
It sure is, and to have a person like Mark Martin who take you under his wing and really try to advance you up through the Busch Series and then in the Winston Cup with an association with Jack Roush and everything else, I think Matt Kenseth's going to have
I'm sorry the tape is of icky quality, but in light of losing Steve Bird this week, I really want to watch this good race
He
for
and the
him.
Valvoline Ford won up in Michigan with the Miller Lite 400 earlier today, and maybe.
Welcome to Visible, the ultimate wireless hack.
Third spot, LaJoie has caught Elton Sawyer. 4 laps to go. Sawyer now pulls him.
Sorry about the quality, like I say, but we
Once
gotta,
again, Kenseth is the leader.
Keep it rolling, buddy. Keep it rolling.
watch this. This is like the best finish of the season after just winning the championship. Steve Bird won 3 championships.
Still there. Still there. Still there.
At this
Let
point,
me hear both
with
spotters talk to both drivers. You heard the spotter say he's inside, he's inside.
one,
Now let's see if
2
Sawyer
with
can
Randy
pull back to the
LaJoie and
inside.
1 with Johnny Benson, and he won 1 with Robbie Moroso, the late Robbie
LaJoie has a
Moroso.
little too much muscle.
So, also in your, if
Randy's
you're a
extremely
prayer
strong towards the end of
person,
this race. He's just running out of laps right
add
now.
a couple names to your list
2
for
laps to
today
go
would
for
be
26-year-old Matt
Johnny
Kenseth.
Benson and Randy LaJoie, because I'm sure they're
Wisconsin, trying to pick up
not
his
happy
second
about
Busch
losing
Series
Steve Bird.
victory ever.
God, I'm sorry about this.
Phil Parsons running in second spot.
But
what a great run for the Durham
you know, the audio.
As we have a car in the wall. There's the 44 car. The Shell Pontiac. As the white flag comes out.
Nobody.
No caution. No caution.
Now they're going to have to race back to the
wandering real slow on the inside there.
Tony Stewart was running in ninth spot. Here comes Matt Kenseth as the fans are on their feet. There is
enough room. He seems to be wandering around quite a bit.
Who do you think's
Final
going to
lap for Matt Kenseth. He comes out of turn 4.
Okay, you're clear.
Beneath
on the high side
of Tony Stewart, and Kenseth will come down.
Okay, barrel. Nice job, Matt. Nice job.
Tony finished a lap down, but he's still going to have an okay finish. So many cars were down.
That's a happy bunch right there. And like Matt said, that is definitely.
And like I said, I mean, I know the video is really yucky, but it's the best we got for this race right now. I will be doing South Boston next night. I can't wait for that because you know what? The Kai Stewards.
Congratulations, a great effort.
Thanks a lot, Lyco Chevrolet.
The Kai Stewards at South Boston today.
Couldn't ask for a better pit stop there at the end, and Matt did a great job. I mean, this
Robbie
is a great
Reiser,
race team,
shout out.
and I can't thank everybody more. All the wives and all the people that are involved in this race team, thanks a lot. My wife Tracy and everybody, my son Ryan. Thanks for all the support
That's something
they've
that
given me
people
over
don't realize
Two
is
wins
the
this
wives
year,
and
back
stuff
in the
help
points
with
lead. Can you believe
hospitality and fans and
I've
stuff
said
like
this
that
before.
too. So it's like a,
we're like every other
a
race team.
family affair
We
team
start out in
effort
November and we work
in
our tails off
racing, and
for
that's
that
one of my
championship,
favorite parts. It's community.
situation, and we really felt we could do it after last season. We worked our way up in the points and got to the point where we were a real competitor there at the end of the season, and felt that if we really did our homework this winter, we could put a total team program together and come out and run for the championship.
Well, they did their homework over the winter very well. 2 wins this year, back in the points lead. Congratulations.
All right, Matt Kenseth will be in victory lane. We'll talk to him momentarily. Phil Parsons, LaJoy, Sawyer, and Purvis in the top 5. Back in a moment.
I'll come back on here for a minute while we jump to what's the
back
next.
at Pikes Peak International Raceway.
Okay,
Matt
they're going to
Kenseth
interview
climbing out of the car. The crowd on their feet.
And
the
Randy.
crew has made it.
Okay.
There goes the roof.
We'll
Here
wait
goes
for
the
those.
Gatorade.
Those are good things.
And
here comes the rain.
race car driver as he gets the accolades and now climbs down. Nice job, young man. We talked about tire management, and you did it.
That was awesome. First of all, I want to thank Chevrolet twice. Once for Rockingham and once for here. Second of all, Lyco's putting on a race. Tempest Resorts. Car was awesome all day. Robbie made a great call in the pits. Built me a great race car here. They kicked out some killer pit stops, and car was flawless.
What about the tire management, though? What were they telling you all the time?
Well, the last side I was pretty concerned about. It started shaking pretty bad, and we were a little on the tight side, but I felt like we killed the right rear. So
how little is? I'm sorry about the quality.
It was a good thing it was closed because we're going to stay out.
Like I said, it's the best we
put tires
got
on,
right
loosen
now.
the chassis way up,
South Boston will be better.
Were you feeling any? We talked about
I
this
haven't
2 days
watched it
ago.
yet.
I asked you, is there any extra pressure because, you know, Lycos, they're sponsoring the race. They brought a ton of people here, and, you know, you're doing all the glad handing. Was there any extra pressure really now that the race is over?
Honestly, for me, there's not. There's no way anybody could put more pressure on myself than I do put on myself for every race. So to me, it was just another race, but it's definitely special now that we won. Had my first career pole and won the inaugural event at PPIR, so that's pretty cool.
Here's your winner, Matt Kenseth.
All right, our McDonald's winner circle interview. Matt Kenseth gets his second win of the year, and boy, what a tough break for the car number 44 that finishes 14th, 1 lap down. What happened to Tony Stewart? Let's see if we can show you. Ouch, that hurts even to hear that. That was up in turn 2 with a lap to go, and the 44 car finishes in 14th spot. Let's go down to John Kernan.
Down here with Randy LaJoy. And Randy, we heard you tell Birdie on the radio after that, it's, man, I don't know how many cars I can pass. All things considered with these fresh tires, but boy, you passed a bunch.
We did. I got to thank Base Motorsports, Fina, Chevrolet, Monte Carlo. I got to say thanks to Fina. You know, we've had a tough year, and this is the first time Fina has a deal that we finish in the top 3. They get casual day on Monday. So this is their first time they're going to have casual day on Monday. So that's good for them. It's great for our race team. This is a brand new race car. And, man, I think we had something for Kenseth there at the end. We got off a little bit in the center of the race, but right there at the end we were really good, and had a lug nut hang up in the right front and got us behind. So had to pass some cars, and I tell you what, we run good. I mean, it feels good to run good again. I got to thank Alan Sawyer. I mean, Alan Sawyer and Tim Feeder with those guys. I had to take off to run Michigan yesterday, and these guys jumped in my car and told the guys what it needed, and they fixed it. Man, it was good enough to beat those guys.
Now let's go over to Elton. Elton, Randy got around you there. I figured you would have not set his car up quite, so much better than yours, but good finish for you.
Yeah, I guess I need to work harder on my car. My guys did a great job. We had a great car all day. The whole Watersaw team did an awesome job. Great pit stops. Goodyear had a good tire. They were up against the wall here, and they did a good job. But right there at the end, Randy's car was really good through 3 and 4. I didn't have anything to do with that. Those guys on the 74 were pretty awesome. But we were a little bit too loose on the last run, especially in the middle of 3 and 4, and I just had to run up high. But that's a good effort for us. We'll take 4th weekend off and go to Lake and play a while.
All right, sounds like a plan. Elton Sawyer, Jerry.
Well, what a great run for those guys. Phil Parsons equals his best finish of the year in 2nd spot. LaJoie gets his best of the season in 3rd, and Elton Sawyer equals his best of the year in 4th, with Jeff Purvis rounding out the top 5. Back with more in just a moment. Take a look at our full field rundown. Of course, Matt Kenseth is the winner. By the way, the 2 little arrows indicate he led the most laps. The other yellow arrows indicate lap leaders. Parsons, LaJoie, Sawyer, and Purvis rounding out the top 5. You will notice that there were 13 cars on the lead lap at the finish. Buckshot Jones being shown 18th, 2 laps back. And look at the point leader, Mike McLaughlin, in 20th spot. That's going to hurt as you look at the rest of the field. Steve Park updating the points. It's really going to hurt Mike McLaughlin having trouble
photo,
here late
if
in
it
this
pops
race.
up.
Yeah, and he really
this
thought
is
he
my
had a good
last
car
photo I
come in here,
took.
and you hated to see him,
This was 2 years
get
ago.
knocked out
Last
and
photo I
finish
took
20th,
of
so that's gonna
Steve
hurt him in
Bird.
the
This
points,
was
but I know
at
those guys will
our
be able to rebound.
New Smyrna
Matt Kenseth takes the point lead by 73.
modified
over McLaughlin
reunion.
and
This
Earnhardt
is my
Jr.
dad.
LaJoie has a
This
jump.
is Steve
Buckshot,
Bird,
Hermie, Phil Parsons
Birdie,
had that
and
great
this
run.
is
Jason Keller,
actually
Elton Sawyer,
Robbie
and Mark
Bouchard,
Green.
which is Ronnie Bouchard's
Remember, next Saturday we go
son.
to Thunder Valley, Bristol, Tennessee. For the
Yeah,
NASCAR Dash Series action at 4:30
I have
Eastern
several
time.
others of
Then
them
the
when
NASCAR
they go to
Craftsman trucks
coffee.
Go out. The Load Handler 200 at 7 Eastern
I'll
time.
give
That's
them
Saturday,
out.
Bristol Motor Speedway at Thunder Valley.
But we are
Coming
now
up
going to go to
next is
SOBO.
Sports.
Okay, because I know they're talking like they're going next to Bristol or something like that. They might be. But no, they're going to Watkins Glen, Milwaukee, Myrtle Beach. Now, I better look at the schedule. I'm not sure. Okay, is this South Boston? No description.
Speed World continues our 50th anniversary.
What about Lycos? South Boston! Yeah, that's it. This is the one we want. And it's a raw feed, so. I know it's got that squeaky. Ah, it's still got squeaky.
You know, that's racing. Tonight, at the
Well,
South
it's
Boston
still
Speedway
squeaky,
in
but it's
Virginia,
not
a full
showing.
race. Many of these drivers cut their racing teeth. It's the Lycos.com.
My dad is working with the 33, which is 10 feet away.
We're going to see side-by-side battles all night long. I think we're in for a
better
great
than
show.
auto.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Virginia. I'm Mike Hogwood.
Oh,
working
God, it's going to
alongside
have
me tonight
shitty audio.
is Larry
Give me a
Pearson,
break.
2 times the Busch Grand National champion, 3 times a winner here at this racetrack.
Oh, my
Larry,
God.
what's the
Is
key
it
to
only
getting
when
around
they're
here?
in the booth?
Well, Mike, when I won my races here, the track was old, it was wore out,
Larry.
and wore out tires. Tonight, you got 21 race cars that have broken the track record. It's going to be a fast
God, I'm
race.
so sorry about
Tempers
that.
are going to
How
be
can I
flaring.
fix that?
Fenders are going to be flying. So sit back in your lazy boy, buckle up. We're going to have a wild night.
Kind of race we all like to watch, isn't it?
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
there are a couple of stories that we're going to be following tonight. First of all, the championship points battle. Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads by only 6 over Matt Kenseth, but he's back in the field a bit. So is Mike McLaughlin, the 3rd-place runner. Base Motorsports. The drivers, Randy LaJoie and Tim Fedewa, both qualified well. They've run great on short tracks all year. Both will be threats to win here tonight. And 2 guys who started the season in the Winston Cup Series. David
Okay,
Green
since
and
they
Todd
just
Bodine,
mentioned
both
base,
qualified well in their
there's
cars
my
from
dad,
Team
Vic
34.
Kangas, who's
They're
crew
set to
chief
put on a
on
good
Fedewa
show
in this
here
race,
tonight
and here
at
is
South
Steve
Boston.
Bird.
Let's go down to pit road.
Crew chief on Randy LaJoy. But this picture was taken in 1982. So we're talking 15 years later they're crew chiefs on these cars. This was 1982. Ronnie Bouchard was probably running the J.D. Stacy car, judging by this hat thingy. Because they all were wearing them
on the outside of the front row.
With Petty and all. I've got lots of old pictures like that.
Local favorite here at South Boston, won 4 times in the late model stock division
I
here
won't,
last
I won't
year.
go and jump around. I want to see South Boston really.
Both of them in his home state of Virginia.
In
he
full.
wants to challenge Earnhardt.
Let me
now let's
move
go a little
over
further
so
down
you
the
can
pit
see
road.
my slideshow. You might see stuff
Well,
back
Glenn,
there.
3 of the top 10 point chasers tonight are well deep in the field, beginning with their brothers, Elliott and Hermie. They're 9th and 10th in points, but 21st and 23rd on the grid. They cut their racing teeth on this quarter-mile bull ring. We'll have to bank on that experience tonight to help bring them to the front. Even farther back is 2nd in points, Matt Kenseth. He spots Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s standings, but 23 positions on the racetrack. The one advantage for Kenseth, last year he ran laps to a 6th place finish,
Jesus.
while Little E watched
Please
this race
don't
at
be a
home
bad
on TV.
tape
Mike?
again.
Thanks, Matt.
We
You
went
told us
through
about a
this.
surprise back in the field. There are some other surprises up front. And when we return to South Boston, Virginia, we'll run down the starting grid and get the green flag for this race, the Lycos.com 300. We'll be back in a moment.
Oh, God. Squeaky, squeaky.
Barrier, he wanted Hickory.
All right, let's do the rundown.
Engines have fired here at South Boston, Virginia. We're about ready to get going with the Lycos.com 300. You look at Tim Fedewa's car there. He's up front. Let's take a look now at our starting grid. Little E, the Dominator, up front with Wayne Grubb. Todd Bodine, what a qualifying run for him, along with Tim Fedewa in row 2. On row 3, Randy LaJoy.
Everybody doing their little start and roll check. Make sure that it roll off okay. It's going to go in gear.
In row 5, David Green. Many picking him to win here tonight.
Okay, we're rooting for the 33.
Are in row 6. Kerry Earnhardt, another one
Oh,
of the
God,
Earnhardts.
come on with the audio.
Car 40 tonight, along with another legacy, Jason Jarrett at Barrier. He won at Hickory earlier this year. He's a threat
My head's
tonight.
too small for both ears.
Row 9. Mike McLaughlin, 3rd in the points. He wants to move up.
That's why I wear it
also
back
in
here.
that points chase is Elton Sawyer in car 38. Elliott Sadler, this is his home track. He's got a lot of friends and family here tonight. How about his brother, Hermie Sadler, starting behind him in row 12. And Matt Kenseth, 2nd in points, back in the field as we heard just a moment ago. Row 13, Dale Shaw. What a race he had here a year ago. Wants to do it again. Phil Parsons, a veteran, back in row 14 along with Mike Dillon in car 72. Row 15, Jason Keller. J.D. Gibbs in car 44 tonight.
J.D.
Kevin LePage driving car
My friend Lori,
Robert Presley.
the one in the picture with me, is his assistant.
Andy Santerre in car 47.
Or was. I think she still is because I see her in 98.
Have fired and the cars will
There,
be
that
rolling
Lori,
around for
she's
a pace
JD's
lap. Larry
assistant.
Pearson.
There
Let's
are
take a look at our AutoZone race analysis. Our posted awards, over $357,000. We've got 33 cars in our starting field. And our distance is 120 miles. It's 300
I'm so
laps.
excited the car store's running here tonight. They actually start broadcasting on Flow, I think, 4 o'clock. 4:30. Something 4 something. So I will check out Race Monitor and see how the qualifying is going. It's 11 now. I'm not sure if they qualify at noon or 1.
We really like to come to South Boston and race. This is
going to be kind of a...
This is where it all started. I remember coming here
it's a
myself.
2.5 hour
I did like to come to
race.
South Boston. I had a lot of success here. That's one reason I wanted to come back. But I'm going to tell you, from
going
first to 26th, or yes, I think it was first to 26th.
Okay, this
is only 3/10
pace
of a
car's
second.
still
So
out.
It's a very, very
It's a
close
really
field.
bad tape,
And like I said,
too, if it's blowed up. If you're watching on your phone, probably
on
ain't
board
bad.
with the number of drivers today.
I can
Let's check
still
them
read
out
the
for you
numbers.
first. Bill Parsons, who's
But it's
starting back
pretty
in 27th, and that's not normal for Phil. Expect to see him move up the field in a hurry. Also, we're on board with Matt Kenseth.
1998
second in the
Radio
points. He
Shack,
does not want to
for
stay
sure.
back there long. He'll have to be patient a bit, though, as he moves his way up. And Hermie Sadler. Boy, he has a lot of friends, family here. The Sadlers regulars at South Boston for many years in the late model division. He'll be driving car 29 tonight. And Kerry Earnhardt, brother to Dale Earnhardt Jr., driving car number 40. Also, Shane Hall, one of the fine young drivers in this Busch series, starts 10th tonight.
When we were sponsored by Texas Pete,
85.
Bama Jelly, which is still Garner Food, sponsors Shane Hall too, so he's kind of like
is on its feet.
a team member-ish.
Pace car
You know
is
how
down.
we do.
Green flag is in hand.
All right.
Green flag is out.
We are outside row 2. Officers. Ooh, that didn't look good back there. It was something out of rhythm. God, that sound. I don't think I'm going to be able to handle that sound. Is there another tape of this?
How rough this racetrack used to be when you drove here. The tires would go away in a hurry. Well, that's not the case anymore. This really seems to be
No, there's
a smooth
not.
racetrack. They've done a great job.
That sucks. Maybe my sister has that one. I'll have to let Cindy know.
Easy getting in the corners.
Here's the battle for 5th place. Jeff Purvis owns it right now.
You can overdrive a car.
Listen to this.
It could really mess you up.
I'm almost to the point where I'm going to turn the audio off and put the... Oh, they don't even have closed captions. F my life.
Fast is what you want. The only way you can do that is go in a little easier so it won't upset the car.
David Green really working hard in that 36 car trying to get by Jeff
The squeak is louder than the
LaJoy, who won a couple of weeks ago
voice.
at Myrtle Beach. Purvis in the 4.
The more I turn it up, the louder the scratchy is.
Well, meanwhile, Dale Jr. is checked out. Look at the difference between first and second. That's Wayne
I'm going to try something on OBS just for the...
And then all the way back to 3rd place.
The Grub Boys ought to do pretty good here. I mean, Wayne and Kevin both. I mean, they grew up here. They raced
I wonder if there is a...
I'm sure. So they should be...
Desktop audio.
They should be in pretty good shape.
Got to report that Tim Speedo may have scraped up against the wall. You do that a little bit at this racetrack, don't you?
Yeah, we got a problem down in turn 3 and 4.
As Mark Green, who is up against the wall in the 37, and the caution is flying here on lap 11.
Trying to see if there's a way to balance it. It's just not working.
Also involved in that was the 35 of Lyndon Amick.
It's on the left mic.
We'll sort it out and tell you who stands where in a moment. There's caution on the racetrack.
The right.
Boston, Virginia, Dale
Is that a little
Earnhardt
better?
Jr. Out on top of Wayne Grubb right now.
Nope. Does nothing. F my life. Let's fast forward this even more.
Second, Wayne Grubb is in second place. The 35 car you see is now a lap down. It came up and tried to get back on the lead lap. Started on the double file on the restart. Lyndon Amick almost hopelessly trying to keep up here. When you go a lap down here and get a couple laps down, it's pretty tough to make it up there.
It's tough. It really is. I mean, the traffic is so tight, and the cars, they run so close nowadays. I mean, you've really got to get a good jump on the leader at the time and try to jump him and beat him into the first corner and just try to hold him off.
Now the battle for 5th place. Todd Bodine owns it right now at number 30. Up, got a car up in the wall. That is Jason Keller, the 57, and caution will fly again. Looks like Jason might have cut down a tire or something. He just shot right up into the wall in turn 2.
Yeah, that could have been Jason that broke the valve stem a while ago, you know.
Jason Keller in the wall. Caution is out at South Boston. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is still our leader in the Lycos.com 300.
That audio is so wicked. How about there?
Got in there and I was trying to get around him on the outside and work the high line in, but it hadn't quite come in yet, you know. And Jason Keller didn't do his job tonight, you know. I just didn't get it done tonight, but sorry to all the guys.
Well, I tell you what, it takes a big man to admit he made a mistake. I was looking at the car. He went in the corner on the outside, guys. He got the thing up into the marbles, and it shot, literally shot, right into the wall, stretched pretty hard. I tell you, the car's pretty well damaged. I don't think they'll get back out.
Larry, you heard Jason talking about that high line. Now, this is known as a two-groove racetrack, but apparently that second groove isn't there right now. They're going to have to wait for it.
Yeah, it just, during practice this afternoon, a lot of the cars were running up there, and I would have thought by now that it would have been in, but from the marks there, Jason might have got in just a little bit higher than what he wanted to. But the first rule of thumb, never admit, the race driver's rule, never admit your fault.
It's got to be, though, a frightening moment, though, when you do get up in the marbles and you realize it and there's nothing you can do except to hang on. You're headed for the wall.
Yeah, it's when you get up that high, the car just won't turn. There's rubber and sand and everything up there, and the tires just won't grip, and it just, you're just holding on, basically.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has led every lap of this race, and we're now through 29 of 300 laps. The repair work and stay dry has been put down in turn 2. Anybody that you saw tonight have anything for Dale Jr.? A couple of races, he has just been really checked out, the dominant car.
Yeah, no, I've talked to a lot of drivers down there, and they were, in all, I would say, of Dale Jr., they would never tell him that, but a lot of them were kicking themselves in the rear ends and saying some words they shouldn't be saying, but they can't believe he's running that well. I mean, it's week after week.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what size track or where it is. I mean, he seems to be the one to beat.
Because I'm going to have to do it quick because of that audio.
At all when you
I wouldn't be able to, I'll end up with like
at South Boston, driver of car 83. He ran late models here last season, won 3 races in that series, so he knows his way around, and there's something about track time in a track like this.
Oh yeah. When you have a racetrack in your backyard and you run here week after week, you have to know something about it, and I'm sure the guys, after they repaved the track, I'm sure they came down and tested probably every week, and it's helped them a lot. I mean, it's paid off for both the Grill boys.
Well, it's obvious, and again, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with his largest lead of the night. He just seems to be getting stronger as this race rolls on.
That's what happened there on that restart. Wayne Grubb got caught on the outside of the lap car of Mark Green, and it took him a couple laps to get by him, but even if he had cleared him, I don't think he's got anything for Earnhardt.
Tim Fedewa is running third at the moment. You see the field strung out just a bit. Tim Fedewa, a guy who sat on the pole at Myrtle Beach, won earlier this year in Nazareth, and felt he has a really good shot here tonight. And really would like another win before this season is done.
Yeah, very good race driver. He's had some hard luck, but once things get turned around, just like Earnhardt, if he gets on a roll, then it'll start clicking for him week after week.
There you see Tim Fedewa
Texting with my sister about to see if we have a copy of this race that she might could upload
running well. It seems the harder you drive, sometimes the slower
a future point.
That's the whole deal. The car will feel so good to you, you want to drive it off into the corner, 2 or 3 car lengths further than what you should drive it off, and when you get to the center of the corner, you drove in so hard it just actually messes the car up and you can't come off as hard as you want to. Well, the key is passing people coming off the corner instead of getting in the corner. So, you know, if you just keep that in your mind while you're running and just try to be consistent, run a smooth lap, then your lap time will be
This is such a horrible copy, I can't even tell. This might be the car that we have the bumper in the garage, but I don't know.
He also has a lot of time on this track. Run 6 late model events here a year ago.
She's kind of disappointed, but she's excited too.
He'll bring out another caution flag. Doesn't look like the damage is too severe, but there was some very tight racing back in the pack, and Buckshot looked like he got tapped just a little bit.
Yeah, you can see some damage there on the left rear where somebody got into him. I don't think he hit the inside wall there.
Down in Charlotte.
Buckshot Jones trying to get his car turned around, and he'll come in the pits and survey the damage. We'll tell you the results of that when we return to South Boston, Virginia. Lycos.com 300.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was muted. I was texting Sissy.
Got to get your car up there, don't we?
He's picked up a few spots, but
how about Welcome back to South Boston, Virginia. You're looking at Dale Earnhardt Jr., a position he has been in many times this season.
Because the audio is so bad, I'm going to skip this one in big chunks.
Dale Jr. is leading every lap of this race, and we're on lap 49. There you see Buckshot Jones. He's back out, none the worse for wear, but lost some valuable time. We'll take a look at what happened on the racetrack.
Yeah, Buckshot's coming off a turn 4. It looks like him and Dave Resendez got together there. Buckshot was on the inside. You know, I think the wheels touched and it just got tangled up, and Buckshot went around.
It's one of the hazards of short track racing. Buckshot Jones got the bad end of it here tonight.
Yeah, you don't have to hit people bumper to bumper to spin them out. I mean, and that wasn't intentional, don't get me wrong. They just bumped wheels and just driven the car around.
Looks like we're going to have a battle for second place very soon, as Tim Fedewa is now on the back bumper of Wayne Grubb. We talked about Fedewa and that Base Motorsports team, his teammate Randy LaJoie, how strong they have been on these short tracks. They really have their short track program together, and Fedewa looking for an opportunity to get around car 83.
Yeah, I think Tim, he's just taking his time, you know, which is what he should do here in this track like this. No lap traffic. We still got a long way to go. I mean, you know, if he can get around Wayne there, you know, then his next deal is a little easy.
Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Mike, due to the qualifying format, most teams today worked on race setup versus qualifying setup for qualifying tonight. Tim Fedewa made a change for what he thought would make the car better in the race. It also made it better in qualifying. That's why he started up front. He says this car should come in after about 40 to 50 laps. That's when this car really begins to get hooked up, and you can see he's really working hard on the 83 car.
We are 56 laps in, and it looks like Fedewa almost touched Wayne Grubb trying to get around him. Grubb's doing a pretty good job of holding him off here.
He's holding him off, yeah. That's what track time will do for you. You know, if we were at another track where he doesn't have that much experience, not saying that he wouldn't run good, but he would because he's got good cars. But I think Tim would probably have passed him by now. But the little Grubb kid is he's holding his own, and Fedewa's having a hard time getting around him, and that's allowing Kevin Grubb to catch up to both of them.
Fedewa seems to be just a little bit stronger in the corners. The turns here at South Boston bank 12 degrees, then a 360-foot straightaway on both the front and back stretch. 0.4 of a mile around this racetrack. And Wayne Grubb, as we said, knows it well, having been a regular here in the late model division for a couple of seasons.
See Tim give him a little bump down there in 3 and 4 the last time around. I think Tim's letting him know that he's ready to go now.
That's got to be an uncomfortable feeling for the youngster Grubb.
It is when you got a veteran behind you pushing you like that. You want to hold your own. You want to stay out there and to show people that you can run up front with these guys. And but you got a veteran behind you who's just pushing you, and you know it makes it tough on you. It's very unnerving at times.
You may be wondering about pit stops here. Because of the tightness of pit road, we will have scheduled pit stops at lap 100 and lap 200. The drivers really seem to like this format, and they'll have 5 laps in which they can be in the pits and make changes and not lose any position on the racetrack.
It's all for safety. You know, come in, you can change tires, fill it with fuel, and just, you know, you can take your time that way. The guys on pit road that
I like how Tim's able to wrap the bottom.
You know, don't have to worry about cars coming in.
Boy, the sound comes and goes. I've turned it down to maybe make it better. Ooh, puff off the rear wheel. Seen that? Seen puffs off the front.
Fedewa can get up alongside him in the corners, but then Grubb on the straightaway will just pull right away.
Yeah, well, what Tim's doing, he's running a low groove there, trying to get underneath him. And coming off the corner, the higher you are, I don't mean way up against the wall, but Grubb is about a car width higher than what he is, and he's keeping his RPMs up off the corner, and that's the reason he's pulling away.
There you see Kevin Grubb running back in 4th position. For more on that, let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, Mike, while they're battling, while Tim and Wayne Grubb are battling there, that has allowed Kevin to catch up with them. They're really using up a lot of racetrack, and Wayne's trying to keep Tim from getting under him, but he just can't seem to do it. Meanwhile, that's letting Kevin come up through the field, pull right up in. He'll be into this fray in just a minute. He actually won more races in late model stock division at this racetrack last year than Wayne did, so both those Grubb boys got a lot of experience on this racetrack. Meanwhile, Tim Fedewa's crew chief told him to back off. We got a lot of racing left. Told him to take it easy.
Well, he's anything but taking it easy right now. And between them, the Grubbs won 9 times at this racetrack a year ago. I think we might get a little double teaming before this is over.
Well,
brothers are hanging together.
Yeah, if I was Tim, I'd try to put a little more pressure on him without trying to hit him, you know, anything like that. He needs to get around him. And because the other guys are catching up with him, he is faster. So he better hurry up. He's going to be right in the middle of a Grubb sandwich here pretty soon.
I like that. Meanwhile, Dale Jr. is just really ripping the field while the battle for second place. And I think this is doing nothing but helping Dale Jr. up ahead.
Absolutely. You know, the more the guys battle behind him back there, you know, he's in clear traffic, and those guys are fighting it outside the side, and he's able to pull away.
And Tim Fedewa now in second place. I think it was only a matter of time with the experience that Fedewa has. Here up front, as you see Dale Jr. lapping cars now, and a big surprise here, getting ready to put Mike Dillon into 72 a lap down. And that's a big surprise this early in the race, lap 72.
That is a surprise. Mike's usually very strong on the short tracks. They must not have found the handle tonight, but can't take anything away from Tony Eury. He's got the Earnhardt car set up just perfect, and he just take his time. You know, one thing about that is if you got a car that good and you're that far ahead, it's almost scary if you're the driver because you're just wondering.
I was going to ask you, Larry, you had to sometime in your career have a car like Dale Earnhardt has here.
Yeah, I did it one time in 1986 in Georgia at New Georgia Speedway down there. We just built a brand new race car and didn't go test or anything, just took it down there. And
Come on, run your line, run your line.
We just happened to have hit it right.
Come on, that's it. Clear, clear, clear.
And like I said, it's almost scary. You're sitting there, you're so far ahead.
Let's go now.
Time for our field standing update, brought to you by Napa. Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. You take a look back at the field and find your favorite driver. Some of them about to go a lap down, as we said, from Dale Earnhardt. Mike Dillon just goes a lap down. Next in line is Fermi Sadler, who is a track favorite here. And Fermi Sadler really expected to do well at this racetrack tonight. I know he has to be disappointed a bit with his run early.
Yeah, he is. Hermie went down in 1 and 2 a while ago and got up a little too high. He had to get out or back off a lot, and that's what really slowed him down. That's how Earnhardt caught up
and
fast.
You're looking through the back of Hermie Sadler's car. We're watching him as Dale Earnhardt is right on his bumper. Bill Parsons also about to go a lap down. Boy, Hermie's doing everything he can to keep Little E from putting him down a lap.
He's driving hard to stay, stop him going a lap down.
Come on, beat the car down, smooth with the gas, come on.
Earnhardt, he just needs to take his time.
That was the spotter you heard of Hermie Sadler encouraging him, trying to keep him going. The battle for 4th place, owned right now by David Green, someone we haven't talked about. Here you see Jeff Purvis. Wayne Grubb is falling back a bit. Wayne Grubb is back in 4th place, and here comes Purvis trying to gain another position on the racetrack. Randy LaJoie also in your picture in car 74. We'll hear from him before this night is over.
Randy's a very smart race driver. He's just taking his time, picking them off one by one. When he can get a clear shot at him, he'll go ahead and pass him.
Jeff Purvis now up into 5th place. That is the battle for 5th place. Wayne Grubb falls back into 6th. And the man they're all chasing, he's on a rail tonight. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the points leader. Can he keep it up? We'll see in a moment.
Okay, we're still running good, right? Okay.
Okay. We've only got 16
That
laps
conversation's finished, so let's fast forward again. See how SOBO's a pretty wide track. I gotta find some car stuff for you too.
He saw what was happening in
What
front of him. I
happened?
don't think Kerry saw that. He ran to the back of Matt there, turned him up into the wall.
Well, it's a pleasure to welcome into the booth now, and I'm not sure that he has a smile.
Who spun?
See Glenn Allen spun around
Oh,
there.
Glenn Allen.
Just unfortunate for Matt and Kerry.
Glenn Jarrett.
Matt Kenseth's in
Hey,
it.
thanks, guys.
Kerry
I happen to be
Earnhardt's
looking right
in
at
it.
that. When they come up off the corner, for some reason, Kevin LePage got a great bite, and he drove up trying to get under Glenn Allen, and he just couldn't do it. He bucked into the back of him, and that got Glenn spinning in front of all those cars. I tell you, everybody did a good job missing the fray back there because there were a whole lot of cars running close together there, but there was kind of...
Okay, let me fast forward.
I got it. Right here.
Thought they were just in Dad's pit.
Cool.
Yeah, they are right
We'll
here.
be back. More racing in a moment.
Okay, stop. Wait a minute. That's Dad's pit. Okay.
300. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us.
All right, we're gonna
Hohenscheid is with us
freeze
tonight.
frame it and see if I see
Dale Earnhardt is
Dad.
our leader. We are under caution.
Okay, there's Tim's wife.
At lap 94.
There's Dad right here. There's Dad. Alrighty.
In South Boston. We'll be back. More racing in a moment.
Yep. It's a good one to screenshot. And now we got the bad audio again. Here we go.
Here, just
Uh-oh. They
piled
must have
up
gone
there,
green and
like the,
boofed it
chain
again.
reaction type deal. But like you said, he's got a motor problem developing. He's been
Inferior.
a little bit throughout the race there. It's a good thing that the caution did come out. I think he's...
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is slowly bringing the AC Delco
Now we
Chevrolet
got
in. I asked Tony here if they were going to
caution
change much.
stops.
Dale Jr. said the racetrack's getting a little tighter, so they're going to try to free the car up a little bit with air pressure. Randy LaJoie, meanwhile, is pitted right in front of Earnhardt. LaJoie's car has gotten a lot tighter. They went up a couple rounds on the track bar, and they went up with air pressure all the way around. Mike McLaughlin, in the meanwhile, he's also reporting tight. They're going to make a track bar adjustment on him. How about you, Matt?
Well, Glenn, Matt Kansas had hopes
Look
to
how
make it to lap 100.
we're
His worst
trapped.
fears, though, came to fruition. He got a lap down. They're going to make a 4-tire stop. He was loose off, so they made some air pressure adjustments.
Oh,
Mike
my.
McLaughlin was also reporting loose. Tim Finoa, his car was tight. They're going to make some air pressure adjustments.
72's got Tim blocked. Oh, the 38's got Tim blocked out. Come on, Sawyer.
Car, David Green. They're going to take a
You run NASCAR for crying out loud, and you're going to do that?
Rear, he was tight.
Everybody should be pulling hoses out from behind Tim's car right now, so Tim can back up.
They're going to put a full spring rubber in the right rear. And also, the 33 car, as you mentioned, they are making some minor adjustments. Now let's go back upstairs.
All right, Matt, thanks for that report. You saw David Green there a moment ago.
Apparently, they don't race out of this pit.
He will be a factor before this night is over. Let's go back
Okay,
down to Glen
Tim
Jarrett.
backed out.
Well, hey, guys, Matt Kansas just left here, and as Matt Yoakum was telling you, they were doing some heavy work on the front of that car. They cut the entire screen
That's
off.
weird.
The
I've never
and sent
seen
it
a
back
pit
out.
stop so
that's
slow.
bound to change the way that car handled. We'll let Larry Pearson.
Was
maybe
it like
he
a
can expand on that a
competition
little bit.
thing where
But Larry,
they
that's got to
enter
make
and
some more
exit the
air
same spot?
travel through the
That's
car. It's
not
gotta
right.
reduce the down
No.
pressure, downforce
Scoring
on the
wouldn't
nose
be
of
able
that
to
car.
do that.
You're right, Glenn. What you want to do is you want the down pressure on the car, which helps the car to turn. And if they took the whole screen off the front of it, he's going to have a problem. If he was tight before, he's going to be a lot tighter now.
We'll see how it affects him when we come back to South Boston, Virginia. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has led every lap of this race. Tim Finoa is second. We'll go green when we come back.
Okay, they must be enter exit the same. There's Dad again. Skip ahead, skip ahead.
Wait and see if that is indeed a factor.
Uh-oh, missed the start. But you know what happened. We got in front.
Here's some teammates battling for third place in the 30. That is Todd Bodine, David Green in the 36 from Team 34. And what a difference they have made in those two cars since they came on board. Todd Bodine last week in California. David Green, since he climbed on board the 36. He's been in the top
I'm going to
five
use the
every
ladies'
week.
room and make another coffee. And turn off the camera just a second because
takes his teammates for third place. Green running third. And you were telling me
I got too many
before the race
mirrors.
began, you felt that David Green might be one of the few drivers who would be able to have anything for Dale Earnhardt if he could get up with him.
I would think David Green week in and week out on the short track. He's just so smooth, and that's what it takes to win on these tracks is patience and you know, being smooth. And he's been very good on short tracks.
Fourth, fifth, and sixth is Todd Bodine. Jeff Purvis in the 74. The blue car is Randy LaJoie. He's running in sixth position right now, and then right behind him, you see the 64. That's Curtis Markham. I'm in a car that is driven a great deal on this series by Dick Trickle, who of course is in Pocono this weekend. And behind him is the man who started second, Wayne Grubb, number 83. He is now back in 8th place. Right behind him is his brother.
Yeah, I think Todd's holding him up just a little bit there. He must have lost the handle on the car. David Green was able to get by him and he's pulled away there.
See Kevin Grubb, and then Buckshot Jones is one of the lap cars now. He spun earlier in the race on the front straightaway.
Tight battle there.
Look at Buckshot.
Buckshot's got a good race car. I mean, his practice speed and everything was very well. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time there, and you know, just not his night. But hey, we got a long way to go. He can make this lap up and get right back into it.
Andy Sinclair behind him. He's running in 25th position. He also, along with Buckshot, is a lap down. The next car on the racetrack that is in position is Shane Hall in the 85. Hall's had a good night. He's running 10th, and behind him, one of the track favorites here, the 66 of Elliott Sadler is in 11th. Sadler not had the season that he had wanted to. Really hoped tonight to get things turned around and going in a great direction with a victory here. A lot of friends and family and a whole Sadler section here pulling for these guys.
Yeah, Elliott, he didn't have a good qualifying run. He qualified back in 21st, but he has steadily moved up, and you know, that's what it takes. You can't get too discouraged if you have a bad qualifying lap, you know, because anything happens, you only get 2 laps on a very short track like this. You've got to hit every corner just right, and but it, you know, he hasn't had the year that he had last year, but I mean, you know, we still got a good ways to go, and he can turn it around. I mean, you know, it's a very good team.
More on the 66. Let's go down to Matt Young.
Well, Mike, Elliott Sadler, the hometown hero here in the South Boston, Southern Virginia area, has moved up 10 spots from 21st to 11th. He was reporting in before that caution on lap 100, but his car was pretty loose off the corners. They adjusted with air pressure. He says the car is pretty good now, and now we're good for the next 100 laps, where now we hope to make a run to the front.
We'll keep our eye out on the 66 of Elliott Sadler. You're looking to the onboard camera of Shane Hall. You see that Sadler is putting plenty of pressure on him for that 10th spot.
Putting a lot of pressure on Shane there. Shane's from Greenville down there, but you know, where I live down next to Spartanburg, and he got some sponsorship help, you know, from Big A Auto Parts, and he's running very well. He's had some strong runs this year.
Shane Hall in the 85. Behind them is an interesting story. Mike McLaughlin has moved up to 12th. He's another one who had a bad qualifying.
I also had to let my puppy out. I had to tell her, stay in Stelly's yard. So now we have Dale Jr. following 10 feet away. Looking good.
34, as we were saying, is now up to 12. Behind
Boy,
him,
this
Elton
is a
Sawyer,
horrible tape.
well at this racetrack.
The longer they run,
The quality, it stinks. I talked to my sister. She'll look it up, and maybe she has a better quality tape.
You know, the veterans that have the seat time and experienced drivers, they start creeping up toward the front before the race is over.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I mean, it's totally not the person's fault to put it on. It's just the technology back then. Especially, I will tell you, they are broadcasting from South Boston, Virginia in the like late 90s, 1998. Technology, satellite uplink, everything was so sketch, especially in, you know, those rural areas.
The alternator had quit on the car. They had to change the battery. He's back out there now, but he lost many laps. That's a tough break. He had a pretty good race car tonight.
Speaking of tough breaks, how about Elton Sawyer, who's had a great run in the points? He's down on pit road right now. Elton Sawyer, 5th in the point standings, and this unscheduled stop on pit road will certainly hurt him. The 38th machine, as you see, stopped. And it looks like they may have thought maybe an engine problem or something. I see a wisp of smoke coming out of the tailpipes.
Yeah, I think they're pushing that car back behind the wall there. I think they're finished with that.
Tough break for Elton Sawyer, who was hoping to gain some ground in the point chase himself. Has had a fine season. Sawyer with 7 top 10s of the 19 races run so far. But
awful tough. And second short tight race this year, we burned up a gear. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but the guys will work hard. They'll change it, and we'll get the Barbasol cars back out and try to get as many points as we can. I hate it for all the guys. They work really hard. And I'd like to say hi to Brad. I know he's back home. Sorry, boss. Get better. We'll need you next week.
Okay, and while we were talking, wow, big fire behind the car here. Up underneath, there's fuel pouring up from underneath the car. You can see the flames. And,
holy
I'm
crap.
Away from here because it's working
Hot oil.
toward the fuel cell. Meantime, we got caution on the racetrack, and I'm using a lot of caution down here, guys. I'll move it.
well, this is short track racing at its finest. You saw Mike Dillon go spinning as he was trying to avoid going a lap down to Dale Earnhardt Jr., but there was too much of that number 3 on his back bumper.
Yeah, that's true. I never saw Glenn Jarrett run so fast.
Oh, I knew you could run like that.
Okay, let's look at the replay here. I think little Earnhardt there, he saw Fedewa was catching him, and he got just a little impatient there with Mike Dillon, and just gave him a little tap to let him know that he was holding him up. So, you know, that happens on short track.
It does indeed, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is still our leader. We're under caution, lap 137 complete. It's Earnhardt and Fedewa as we come back.
Fast forward again. Jesus. Uh-oh. What went on? Uh-oh, something going down. Oh, boy. We missed a bunch of drama. Oh, listen to that squeaking.
I don't know that
I
anybody
am
hit
so
him. I think
sorry.
he just got loose getting in there.
And come back to green. Come back.
You want me to go to the 4th car and get in? Yeah, that's a little better.
Come on, man.
Tacked up here road between the 4 car and the 37.
Uh-oh.
They're pushing the 4 car back. Mark Green is pulling into his pit stall as well. A confrontation between some of the crews, Kenan Campbell and a couple other guys here really going at it. Very upset about this confrontation between the 2 cars. The officials are trying to break it up, and Mark Green is being pushed back onto the racetrack.
A kerfuffle.
Definitely heated tempers right now on pit road.
Boy, Jeff Purvis is really upset. You said the tempers get short at these racetracks, and you saw Purvis. You were thinking Mark Green was blocking it. Oh, my.
And they're picking him up, man.
Johnny Allen trying to calm down. Jeff Purvis is a little upset at this moment. So are the NASCAR officials.
Boy, he's still running on adrenaline, boy. He ain't. Holy crap.
Boy, the competition is fierce, the racing is close, and it gets intense. And,
I don't understand that. I really didn't see. I mean, they looked like they were side by side. I mean,
The Wolf car has a crunched up right front bumper.
I didn't really see anything to cause.
Kind of looks like someone might have drove down. Like that looks like a rear tire smooch.
Let's take a look again, and we'll see what happened when Purvis came into the pits. It was pretty obvious that...
Just judging by the marks on the car, it looks like he got into his left rear.
Mark Green.
Yeah, let's
Green
take a look
did.
at it here. See Jeff, the rear end tore up. He comes in behind Mark and
Oh boy.
gives him a little shove there. It broke
he's
loose
mad.
from here. I told you at the start of the show we're going to have tempers flaring.
Oh,
it's one of
my.
those deals there that, that's a pretty ugly deal there.
Race cars
hopefully
crash,
nobody got
boys.
hurt.
This isn't new.
Let's hope temper's calm and
Jerking back all the redheaded
racing here on the
kid
racetrack in a moment.
all grabbed onto him.
Jeff Purvis
Looks
obviously
like
upset.
he's
that car
their
ran so well
fixer.
Here a year ago. Dale Shaw.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
Purvis, he had a
boy.
good car tonight. I mean, he had a good car at Myrtle Beach, and he got into trouble up there and messed the car up a little bit. Tonight he had a good car, and the car got messed up again. So, I mean, you can understand his frustration, but, you know, again, I really didn't see anything to cause that. Kenneth Campbell's a pretty big fella. I don't know if he really wanted to mess with that anyway.
147 laps are complete at South Boston in the Lycos.com 300. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
him down, which I doubt, but Tim may be saving something. I mean, he's a pretty smart little dude there.
Well, Tim Fedewa only has to get around Glenn Allen now to set his sights on Junior. Also running in third right now is the 36 of David Green. Todd Bodine is up to fourth, and I think those two may be a factor before the night is over.
I think so. That helped that team out tremendously when they got two veteran
Not
drivers
sure
to
if they
come
did
back
some
and,
chit-chat with
and
about
drive
Dad's
those two cars. And it's
team
showing.
or
I mean,
not,
they
but
had
it looked
good
like
cars.
they
Not-
just kind of
nothing
talked
against
it.
Matt Hutter or Mike Cope. They just needed a little more seat time, and they'll be back in the Busch Series. They're two excellent drivers. I don't want to say they took the driving away from you, because the drivers still have to drive the car, but the track is much easier to drive now that it's repaved than what it used to be when the tires were wearing. It's going to go well for them. But if one person, if one person has a bad attitude, or if things doesn't go exactly right and they start flying off the handle, then it's going to bring the whole team down. I mean, you know, you're not going to run good week after week, although Earnhardt Jr. is doing that. But, you know, you can't get down, and they haven't, and it's showing.
Tim Fedewa has had a great night as well. It's just not, he's chasing somebody that has really got it all together. Tim Fedewa done a great job in that base Motorsports entry, run second most of the night, and now the Team 34 cars are running.
It's officially noon on the East Coast.
So the guys you expected to run strong here are, it's just that they're all spread out a little bit.
They're all spread out, but we got a spin. Hermie Sadler's up there in 3 and 4. He's spun around.
Oh, boy.
And the yellow will wave here at South Boston. Hermie Sadler.
Oh, boy.
On the wall. You're listening. All right, thanks a lot, Matty. Working lap 184. There you see Kevin Grubb not happy at all. Hoping, as we said, for great things, and it's not going to happen. It's the worst feeling in the world to be out of that car before the race is over.
Your hometown track here, you want to do really well. And, he can test you all he wants to, but one thing he can't test is you can't test hitting that wall like that.
Well, it's time now for our AutoZone Tech Fact. More than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
I'm going to mute my mic. I'm sure you're hearing this chainsaw in the background. Somebody up on the hill is either weed whacking or chainsawing or something.
One of the primary concerns about running 300 laps around a fast short track like South Boston Speedway is driver fatigue, particularly in the head, neck, and shoulders area. 300 laps around this place makes your head feel like it's going to fall off. Every driver in the field uses one of those built-in headrests on the right side of their seat to help hold their head up. Every driver, that is, except defending series champion Randy LaJoie. He still uses this strap hooked under his left arm, hooked to this ring on his helmet to hold his head up. Reason for it? Right inside the race car. He designs and builds his own seats. You can see it there, The Joy of Seating by Randy LaJoie. What that seat does is gives you more support in your shoulder area as opposed to the conventional seat, which gives you support here. Helps hold your upper body up. I tell you what, he experienced the joy of beating the field here last year. Maybe he knows something that gives him heads up on the competition.
Dude, I had no idea he was being fitted in seats back then.
Place tonight, a pretty good run for him, and no doubt he's comfortable.
98.
Evidently.
One that he designed, indeed.
Looks like a comfortable seat there.
Let's go back down to Glenn Jarrett.
Hey guys, we caught up with Kevin, and boy, tough impact there. You had a good race car. What happened, Kevin?
I tell you, the guys back at Guard Motorsports gave Crestone Monte Carlo a heck of a good setup, and we missed a little bit at first, but we got the car better, and I think we were going to have a good top 10 finish, but I'm not real sure what happened, to tell you the truth, going into the number one corner, but yeah, I just had to watch the replay and find out. I didn't feel like I did anything, but you never know. It could have been me. I just had to watch and find out.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see you're okay. We're going to get out of the way of the wrecker here and go back.
You hear the static in this
VHS
remake a lot, but
we're still under caution at South Boston.
I had it turned down a little, but I couldn't hear him speak. We're going to skip ahead again.
Kangas saying he got run into it. He got run into by Tim Fedewa, who
knocked the fender off the tire there, and he gets to start right back behind Earnhardt Jr. again, and he'll get another chance to get his lap back.
Well, the caution is out on the racetrack. We are at lap 200, and a lot of tire smoke.
I need a little fender work on the inside. He's down on top of the tire.
Matt Kenseth, and you hear the spotter.
I wanted to beat it back to Ryan so I get one more shot at Earnhardt here. Sorry, you guys, man, I had him. I just can't go no faster. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm doing the best I can to keep him under control here. We're gonna make that slight air pressure adjustment, fix that fender, and fix your mirror, okay? Just give me some tape in here.
We got damage too. What the hell?
Okay, you're doing great. You're doing great. There was no place for you to go. NASCAR was trying to tell me what the 33 where we were gonna go. That's what I mean. There's only 5 laps to break. I want to reach for a second. I was running on outside. Then, you know, when I got run into. I wasn't holding them down, so that's all I could do.
You're hearing Matt Kenseth saying he got run into it. He got run into by Tim Fedewa, who also has some sheet metal damage on that machine. And there's some tire smoke coming off the 33. It's on that right side. You can see a little bit of it there. But he, too, desperately needs that fender pulled out a bit.
Tim's got a good run going. He really doesn't need to mess that up. I mean, I know he wanted to get around Matt there to have a shot at Earnhardt, but he just really didn't need to mess it up.
Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Okay, guys, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has brought the number 3 in this time. It's still a little tight off the corners. They're going to make a slight air pressure adjustment to try to remedy that. Right in front of him,
checkered flag.
Series
That's
champion
how
Randy
those
LaJoie
drivers are, and that's
still
a good
fighting a
thing.
tight race car. They're going to take some bite out of his car, some wedge out of the right rear. They're doing that right now. Behind us here, Matt Kenseth.
They should have done that in the beginning. I told you were
trying to get that lap back. They're working on that fender that he got caved in there in that altercation with Fedewa, and they're making a slight air pressure adjustment to try to get his car to turn just a little better. If they can get it to turn, he can get that lap back. How about it, Matt?
A couple problems for Tim Fedewa. First, the right front fender was pushed in. The Vic Kangas-led crew pulled out their fender. They're going to change 4 tires. Tim was reporting his car was just a tick tight. They made a wedge adjustment and an air pressure adjustment. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the 36 car, David Green. His car, he says, is perfect. Kevin Caldwell, his crew chief, told me no adjustments on the Stanley Tool body.
Well, man, we said all night, and Larry, you said it before the race. David Green, a car to watch. We'll have to watch here. And you see Matt Kenseth, and again, these cars not losing any position because of this mandated yellow. Let's take a look at the rubbing again between the 33 and 17.
Yeah, you see Tim on the inside there, and what he was trying to do there was
pushing.
go in and sort of push Matt up the racetrack so he could have a better shot at coming off the corner there. And,
no, he wasn't. He was just trying to not lose the nose. He was pushing.
Well, none the worse for wear. Both still in the top 5.
It wouldn't turn when you turn the wheel.
They're all chasing here at South Boston tonight.
There's Dad. Uh-oh.
That was good stuff on the radio traffic there. That was great. No, that's what you need to do. You know, because I don't hear everything. That was fun.
What the heck?
He was putting some more out there.
Being a car. Uh-oh. Glenn Jarrett down there in the pits. South Boston, baby. Cars are going there today. 4 hours they go live on Flow. Oh boy, they got bottles, they got papers. Let's fast forward through this malarkey.
So adjusting according to your screen, there's the battle for 3rd place, and it's going to be a good one before long. David Green putting lots of pressure on Todd Bodine, and Todd has run a great race here tonight. He won this race back in 1996, just got past for third place. But Bodine has put some life.
You know what? None of this is going to matter because look.
Yes, he has. They
227 laps are on the board.
Dad's right there. Let's go forward again.
Hey, I think we might have a battle for the lead. Yeah. The 33. Here's a 98 Busch Series factory.
Got tired of waiting for him to get out of the way. So he
okay, let's go right here. Get some race action.
The crowd here stands up on their feet. They want to see a good race, and not that we don't. We have a great race going on tonight, but they'd like to see a little battle for the lead there.
Go back, battle for third place. Randy LaJoie and David Green chased him a couple of weeks ago, and LaJoie gets a little fender underneath him. That gets the crowd on its feet just a bit, too.
Those guys will battle all night. They're great.
I'm going to go live probably at some point today in a just chat mode. If we do a bonfire and stuff, just to chit chat. I might walk through town too and do a video. Scope it out, but I'm still treading lightly, not letting a lot of people know I'm back yet. I'm still trying to get settled in.
Bessie trying to avoid going a lap down. He is on the. There he goes. He is one lap down, trying to avoid going 2 laps down. And Bessie gets into the wall.
Earnhardt punted him.
Same thing a while ago with Dylan. He got tired of waiting for him to get out of the way, so he just helps him a little bit.
It was time to run. There you see Joe Bessie, who was trying to avoid going 2 laps down and could not do it. He has some serious problems on that machine. The 3-car being black flag is a word we might have. We'll see. We have the black flag out. Let's watch. Here it comes. The black flag is going out for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Tough break.
A little too aggressive tonight.
Too aggressive for this early.
Boy. That's got to hurt.
They have got to be really disheartened. There's Tony Eury Sr. not happy at all.
You can see him going up the backstretch there. They're going to turn 3, and Earnhardt looks in his mirror there, and he sees Speedo was closing in on him. And, you know, he just gives him a little hit there. He didn't mean to spin him out. He just wanted to bump him a little bit to push him up the racetrack so he could get underneath him there. Unfortunately, Joe just turned around there into the wall, and this is going to hurt him. We need to see what the penalty is going to be here.
Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Dale Jr. has brought the car in right now, and we'll find out from Tony Eury what the penalty is. Tony a little upset right now, doesn't want to talk. We're hearing it is a 1-lap penalty. They have pleaded their case to NASCAR, but to no avail. They're saying it was just as much Bessie's fault as it was Dale Jr.'s because Dale had been behind him so long, and they're contending that Joe wasn't giving Dale enough room to get under him. But whatever they plead, there's a 1-lap penalty in effect right now. I tell you what, as strong as his race car is, if he keeps his cool, he still has enough time to get back to the front of this field, maybe get that lap back. I don't know if he's got enough time to get all the way back to the front again. Tough break, but that's the call that NASCAR makes, and everybody has to abide by their decision.
55 laps remain. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s chances
what I call growing pains, baby.
On pit road. We'll be back.
There's our crew.
I like that.
Huh?
3, and Randy LaJoie in the 74. 1 and 2 in this race. And right behind them, team 34, David Green. And
what a great tribute to Dad and Birdie on this shot, huh? I might even just clip that out for a little bit and send it to Dad.
2 cars apiece. Should be very interesting.
More on Tim Peterwell. Let's go to Matt Yoker.
I just talked to crew chief Vic Kangas. I said, Vic, you got Randy LaJoie, last year's winner, right on your bumper. Do you have the car to hold him off? He said, well, I hope so. This car is the same car that Tim won in Nazareth. For point of reference, the 74 car is of the 74 stable that won so many races with both Johnny Benson and Randy at the wheel. It's very similar to last year's car, but not the same car. Both teams hoping they can make it a 1-2 finish. I'm sure Steve Bird doesn't care which car finishes first, just both are in the top 2.
Tim Fido also in that car, set on the pole at Myrtle Beach and ran very, very well there. As Matt said, he won once earlier this year. Nazareth, 6 top 10s this season. Good year going for the driver of car 33. And Randy LaJoy, who won his last time out on a short track, now in 2nd place. The car running in 3rd position on the racetrack is Buckshot Jones. He is a lap down. And at this point in the race, will do everything he can to try to get back on the lead lap in case there's a caution so he can get up and back.
Yeah, he's going to try his best to get back up there and get around Tim to get his lap back. But there's Randy running 2nd, and those 2 guys.
2 in this race. Right behind them, team 34, David Green.
Very careful as far as going around him.
261 laps complete, 300 laps will make up the distance in this race. 39 remain. And Randy LaJoy, I would think, would be calculating right now, when does he make his move? At what point does he decide to really get up there and try to give that 33 a challenge?
Well, what he's probably thinking right now is,
I clipped that little bit, and I'm going to send it to Dan.
Myrtle Beach with David Green. You'll lay back a little bit. You won't push the car as hard as you want to, and let your tires cool down and make one final run at it.
Speaking of David Green, he is the 3rd place car. Back there behind Buckshot Jones, there you see the yellow car of David Green, and behind him, Magic Shoes Mike McLaughlin.
Yeah, David Green and Mike McLaughlin, they are catching the 2 front 2 guys, so we could have a 4-car battle here for the lead pretty shortly.
Tim Fedua, native of Michigan, strong career in late models on the short tracks in the Midwest, and is making a mark for himself here on the Busch Grand National Series. And there you see the 6 of Joe Bessie involved in the really big story of this race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to get by his black flag spinning Bessie.
That's going to really hurt him in the points and everything.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. being posted now 1 lap down, and in 19th position. We're getting close to the end of the Lycos.com 300, 267 laps complete. Base Motorsports, Fedua and LaJoy running 1 and 2.
I did a clip there for Dad. I hope it didn't glitch out too bad, but it looks like it worked.
See McLaughlin's crew cheering him on. He just passed David on the outside here.
Unbelievable.
So he's
We'll skip ahead because, like I told you, this audio is just wicked.
Don't forget, though, we've got a tight battle for the lead here going with 20 laps left.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It'll be a good race. Lap cars don't get in the way. This will be a good deal.
McLaughlin's the fastest car out
there. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? What you doing?
Because he needed to get some of the lap traffic out of the way because he is one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. And also, if they go to victory lane today, what a celebration it'll be. It's Steve Elwood's 43rd birthday. Some folks at home might know who, but fans of Magic Shoes knows it's the big guy, Steve Howard turns 43 today.
Mike McLaughlin, as you see, 4 career Busch Series wins. Had a second here at this racetrack in 1995 and 96. He said earlier this week that South Boston reminds him of those short tracks in the Mid-East. We've got trouble on the back straightaway. Tracy Leslie is involved, and Kerry Earnhardt there again in the 40 once again. What a tough night he's had.
Yeah, it was a tough deal. Somebody got in under Kerry there and turned him around. Everybody else got caught up in it. I missed the car that was underneath him there.
What this caution will do is set out a shootout for the finish here. Our 13th caution of the night comes in lap 286. 300 laps will make up the Lycos.com 300. And Tim Fedewa has to be getting a little antsy in that seat. Let's go down to Glen Terry.
Hey guys, one thing we got to consider here. This is the last thing that Tim Fedewa, Randy LaJoie, and Mike McLaughlin want to see. It's absolutely what Matt Kenseth wanted. Matt now gets one more chance to try to get that lap back before they get inside of 10 laps. It's a double file restart. What that does is if Fedewa beats him to the draw and holds him behind him, the other 2 cars, LaJoie and McLaughlin, have got to spend time trying to pass Matt once the race restarts. So they didn't want to see this. They had clean racetrack, 1, 2, and 3 were together, but now they got to start all over again.
So let's take a look at the spin with Kerry Earnhardt, Tracy Leslie, that is responsible for the caution here.
Didn't get to see who was, somebody did hit him. I'm not sure who it was. I think it might have been the 72 car. He and the 72 car got together, and Kerry just went around.
You're on board now with Kerry Earnhardt.
Yeah, the 72 car just gets inside of him.
I'm making another coffee, and then I'll fast forward us again here. Oh,
As we said, a rough night for Kerry.
Yeah, it has been. But he's getting seat time, and that's what it takes. But it has to be a little frustrating for him, and you know the way Dale Jr.'s been running this year. But Kerry's time will come. It just needs to be a little patient.
Still under caution. 13 laps remain, 12 after they cross the start finish. And again, it's the Base Motorsports teammates of Fedewa and LaJoie 1 and 2. McLaughlin is 3rd, and David Green ready to make his move here in 4th. But it's Green who has been better on longer runs. He really hasn't been near as strong on those shorter sprints, so he may not be that much of a factor. As
rear end is knocked way to the left, Kerry. I think it might get real wicked loose on you, so be careful of it.
You're going to say Kerry Earnhardt's rear end is knocked over. That could create a problem for him. I don't think he'll be able to be up to full speed with the rear end knocked over like that.
Okay, just get in behind Cam there, Kerry, and take it easy.
You're listening
to one to go. Get yourself caught up.
Spotter and crew chief talking to Kerry Earnhardt. His instructions as we prepare to go green. And you see Matt Kenseth, as Glenn talked about a moment ago, is now pulled up alongside Tim Fedewa and will give it everything he's got when that green flag waves.
I want to mess up and come back to Hana, you know what I mean? Gonna have to hustle though, because the 2 guys behind you aren't waiting.
That's the radio to Matt Kenseth, telling him what he already knows. He's got to go.
Green.
And then Fedewa got a good jump there.
Fedewa and LaJoie get around Kenseth. Also McLaughlin is around Matt Kenseth. Those 3 will battle to decide the winner of this race. 10 laps remain.
10 laps to go. Now, Matt Kenseth, he done a very good thing there. When he didn't get the jump on Tim to get his lap back, I think he moved down to the inside. He let Randy and Mike go to have a clear shot at the win. That's very courteous.
Tim Fedewa showing a lot of poise near the end of this race. The pressure is on. Randy LaJoie, his teammate, the defending winner of this race, right behind him. But we had a finish down the wire a year ago. Will it be a repeat here? Looks like it's very possible. Randy LaJoie now knows it's time to, he can't wait any longer. He's got to try to make his move now.
Yeah, he's got to go, but he's got to remember also that that's his teammate in front of him, and he don't want to do anything to mess him up or anything like that. But one slip by by Randy. You know, if he makes one wrong move to get by Tim, then Mike McLaughlin will be by Randy.
Vidua, the Michigan native, won in Nazareth. This is the same car as we've heard earlier here. And he shows no intention of letting Randy LaJoie underneath him or near him.
No, Tim's he's running a very smart race. And I don't think he's as nervous as he would be if his teammate wasn't behind him. If it was somebody else that's not out of the same stable as his car, I think he'd be a little more nervous. But he's running a great race, and his line, he's running around the racetrack, hadn't varied much at all, and he's run a very smooth race.
We talk a lot about that on short tracks, how key it is to run smooth, and that certainly has been the story for the driver of car 33, Tim Vidua. His crew down on pit road cheering him on, waving him by. Now 2 laps remain. White flag will be out next time. And there's trouble on the front straightaway. Buckshot Jones is involved. Kevin LePage as well.
Here comes the...
oh my, caution again.
White and the yellow wave.
Oh, white and yellow? Holy
and
crap.
this race will end under caution.
Oh my God, we won. Look.
Tim Vidua will win the Lycos 300, his second win of 1998. And he takes the checkered flag. Vidua, who ran a great race all night long.
Yay!
His teammate Randy LaJoie finishing second. Mike McLaughlin is third, and he will make a move in the points. David Green comes home fourth. But our congratulations to Tim Vidua. You see waving to the crowd. I thought he drove a smart race all night.
Tim Vidua drove an excellent race. Best race I've seen him drive in a long, long time, and it paid off for him. I'm very happy for him.
Now Tim Vidua trying to find victory lane. I think he's
Here
going
we
to do a few
go.
donuts. He is.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, Randy won the race down in Myrtle Beach, and Tim's going to show him that he can do it too.
He'll do one here in front of the grandstand if he has room.
Oh, Dad's going to lose his... Dad's not
He wants to.
He wants to, and Dad's telling him, I need the data. You have a winning race car. I need that tire data.
Congratulations from his wife and all the crew.
I'll almost guarantee you'll see my dad running around trying to take tire temps or
Getting high fives
something.
from everybody involved. Gonna be just a minute, guys, before I get to him. Hey, buddy. Tim Vidua, congratulations, man. What a great job and what a great race car you had.
Yeah, it was, man. These guys kept, Vic, Brian, the whole crew, you know, they just kept giving me what I needed on them cautions. It was, you know, you got to race this in 3 segments, and they did that. You know, the guys were smart enough to give me what I needed. I just asked for a little tight, a little loose, and they give it to me, and it's really nice, man. This feels great. Had a good car, you know, it's a little better in Little E in traffic, but, you know, Bill spotted for me, the owner, and he just kept saying, be patient, be patient. And we kept the fenders on it, and, man, this is great for Kleenex, Scott brand products, and we're just happy as heck.
Come on out of the car. I got one more question for you, Tim. And the question is, here he goes. You're going to get a big cheer from everybody. All right, his second victory of the year. The only other racetrack that Tim Vidua had won at in the NASCAR Busch Series was Nazareth. There's a big hug from the wife. Tim, one more question. Now, from pit road, as you came down to take the white flag there, I could see the whites of your eyes when you saw the 00 sitting in the racetrack.
Yeah, it was pretty close there. You know, you're hauling and you're trying to, you know, I knew Randy was on my back, and of anybody to be but Randy, man. I mean, jeez, old Pete, you know, I knew he was going to put the pressure on. I just flipped my mirror up, and that's what he told me to do when he gets up there, and that's what we did. And man, I'm just happy for this whole Base Motorsports team. 74 car won last year, we won this year. That's 2 in a row for Base Motorsports here. Kimberly Clark, Scott Brand Products, all the guys that help us out. Man, what a nice day.
Congratulations again, Tim. We're going to let you celebrate. He's getting big congrats there from Steve Bird, Randy LaJoie, crew chief. Here's Matt.
Well, Glenn, on the opposite end of the emotional spectrum, Dale Earnhardt Jr., you come home 13th, you dominated all day. What's your take on the 1-lap penalty?
Yeah, I don't know, you know. It's the only racetrack we got where the lap cars race the leaders, so. And I didn't want to run into the back of the boy, and I didn't mean to run in the back of him. He got off on the brakes real hard going off in that corner, got in the back and spun him out. I'm sorry for spinning out Joe, but you know, we was leading the race, getting a little pressure from behind, so I had to go do something, and it's a shame, you know, like we led a lot of laps, but we got some valuable points out of the deal, and hopefully we kept the points lead after this. And I think we'll just have to keep concentrating, keep at it. You know, we on probation, and I can kind of understand where NASCAR's coming from. They don't want to put up with too much rooting and gouging, but it's kind of tough. You know, it's we run behind him for about 10 or 15 laps trying to lap him, and it's real hard to lap people, especially on this tight track, without, you know, pushing and shoving a little bit. And if he ain't gonna move over, that's what he's gonna get.
Well, obviously ejected. Dale Earnhardt Jr. finishes 13th.
He sees both sides.
Right,
now that he
Matt
is
Yoakum, and again,
a director of a series,
Tim
he's
Speedowa, his
an
second
owner.
win of
He
1998.
sees the size. And his
Finishing second,
okay,
Randy LaJoy here in the Lycos.com 3.
because I don't want to talk over Randy and Bertie and all of them. Tonight's South Boston Cars Tour, and as y'all know, Junior co-owns and stuff of the Cars Tour. And what is so freaking awesome is, I will say, I don't think there's a person that hasn't got, you know, the love for motorsports as Dale Jr. truly does. And he does everything that he possibly can do himself to make the sport better, and I have to commend him on that, because he really goes over and above what most of us do. Most of us just talk about how much we want to change or make this or that happen, but he actually does it. So, you know, kudos to Dale Jr.
We'll be back with more, wrapping up what was a great race on a short track.
Okay, this is squeaky time again, because I had it turned up for the interviews.
Okay.
Let's see, racing radios.
Hey, good job, man.
We're partying. I'm not there. South Boston.
NASCAR online before, during, and after the race at www.nascar.com.
Or at least Randy.
May, and she almost brought you your second straight short track win, Randy. A great run tonight.
It was. You know, you guys on the crew worked hard tonight. We felt a little behind at the beginning, a little too tight, and we freed it up, and we were coming at the end. I might have used it up a little too hard getting up there. Use the right rear up a little bit, but great run for you know, Timmy, and that's good. I mean, those guys needed a win. Hell, we needed another win, you know, but that's his second. You know, we run good at Myrtle Beach. We wanted he run good at Myrtle Beach. Goes to show we got our short track program on, you know, but last week in California we finished 16 and 17, so I'm kind of looking forward to going to Indy.
Base Motorsports dominates South Boston again. This time, it's his teammate, Tim Speedowa.
Well, I'm standing by with Mike McLaughlin in a great run from the back of the pack, Mike. The change that you guys made on the car on that last pit stop really made a difference.
I tell you, these guys are good, man, that we keep adjusting on it. The last 2 weeks we've been right off the truck. They've been working at it. We haven't been qualifying good, but towards the end of the race, we're there. They're making the right calls. My hat's off to Team 34 and Gould's Pumps. Everybody supports this team. We're not done yet.
No, I say they're not. He gained some valuable points in the points chase tonight. I tell you what, Team 34.
Again, I apologize. This audio here.
Oh, indeed, they did. All three drivers finishing in the top 10.
Like I said, we're
David
looking
Green
for another
was,
copy
third.
of this tape, possibly.
McLaughlin was third. David
My
Green
sister
was
might
fourth,
have one.
and
She'll look
Todd
it up.
Bodine posted with a top 10 finish as well. So Team 34 doing well, but bested just a tad tonight by Base Motorsports, Larry, Tim Speedowa, and Randy LaJoy. There you.
Because that is such a squeaky squawk box. Let me minimize that, grab another, cut that off, and then that'll like give my computer a friggin' break because it's losing its grip. We're gonna click on this. We're gonna load in. It'll automatically sign itself on. We're gonna look at today's schedule. And shout out to my beautiful family that has this account for us. Let's see. We have live already bull riding. NASCAR Youth Series at Quarter Midget Association Rancho Cordova. And Road Atlanta Porsche Sprint Series is live. But we are going to have Short Track Super Series at Fonda, New York. Kubota High Limit Racing at Lernerville. That's some dirt stuff. We've got Fremont, Davenport, Lake Ozark, and at 4:30 this afternoon, the Cars Tour at South Boston. 5:15, the Modifieds at Dominion. And NASCAR season finale at Berlin, Jennerstown. Tri-State, Indiana. 141 Speedway in Wisconsin. Championship night at Hickory at 7 p.m. I'm going to have to be watching the Cars Tour and jumping over to Hickory to see how those boys are doing. Got Virginia Sprint Cars at Langley. Got the Midgets at Merced. And the ARCA West All-American from Roseville, California. So, okie dokie. We will go click on this one. Nothing's live yet, of course. I can click on that and they may have something, but see, they've got some highlights of qualifying and Jack from last year's race, driver profile, Laney buys, what's the difference between a late model stock and a pro late, and the Cars Tour contenders share thoughts on epic championship battle entering South Boston. Now I know Landon's in the running. He mathematically could win the points. And his 3 best tracks are coming up, he said. So, anyway, I can't play this stuff, but I could just tell you there it is. And sometimes they put them on YouTube. So, check it out. And I am going to sign off. And I will see you on the next one. Keep on racing, peeps. Remember your etiquette. And don't crash much, but race cars do. So, likable, lucky, and good. In that order. Actually, I would put lucky up there with likable. Y'all good. Y'all know it, right? Keep racing. Peace, man.